Oh yeah. I think we ought to make a fucking anti-sperm deal. Like
Welcome everybody to another episode of Dose of Dysfunction. I'm your life coach, and with me, as always, is the resident redneck,
howdy, y'all.
the Briscoe Kid.
I feel like
And-
we need to do the air horns after his name.
Yeah.
Bow, 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 bow.
Oh, right. And back left corner guy,
Back
Hey.
left corner guy. A legendary Redbeard.
aka legendary Redbeard.
Ahoy!
Yes,
Oh, mateys.
I love our little crew.
We should just call him Shmee.
Shmee.
Friendly neighborhood white guy.
Yeah, friendly,
Oh, ahoy!
friendly name.
Sound like
Are you gonna be at the
what's
church
the
dinner on-
what's the guy off of fucking Simpsons? The neighbor.
Ned
Oh.
Flanders.
Flanders.
Hi, diddly ho,
Hi,
neighbor.
diddly-ho.
Howdy ho, neighbor.
He is, but before you got here, we're out there talking in Brock's, front yard, and he's just like waving at random cars and shit
Fucking-
like that.
He's waving at police officers.
When I pulled up,
Our
who's the random
boys in
person
blue
running
needs
through your
support.
yard?
That was the Grubhub.
Oh,
or
Yeah,
fucking
They
DoorDash
dropped
or
it on the
whatever fuck.
wrong doorstep.
I was like, who the fuck is that? As I was pulling up, and then she
Yeah.
ran across the street awkwardly and jumped in the car with some other dude.
Yeah,
And they peeled
fucking
off, and I was like,
a fucking shit.
That's
box
weird.
Oldsmobile.
Yeah, it all
alone.
been busted up and
I was
stuff.
like, what the fuck? Hood's all fucking.
Well,
fucked
not
up,
only
front
that, you-
bumper's fucked.
Yeah, you had all of that, and then I could see where you're at. Given this neighborhood, it's like, do I need to chase them down for him? Like,
Did they just steal something off
Yeah.
your porch?
I think
Are
I
those
recognize
fucking
that.
porch pirates?
Are they stealing something?
oh my god,
Brock?
how great would it have been had Brody
Oh
run
my
down the
God.
Grubhub driver?
Brody just fucking throws it in park, opens the door, and laser out the front yard.
Swiped their car with my truck, and they would have been fucking done. The thing was barely going around for life.
Dude, oh yeah, no, I looked out the window and I was like, oh, that must be our DoorDash
Yeah,
over there in the fucked up Alero.
right. Yeah, no, that's who it was. But yeah, it would have been funny as shit
What's
had
not
you
showing
like.
up?
I just like waving at cops.
What do you mean? Why not on Twitch?
We are on Twitch.
We are there.
I'm on Twitch.
You see us.
Ash
Go
said,
to
"Welcome
it.
back, guys." I don't know.
Yeehaw.
I don't know if
Yeah,
other.
buddy, I
it's-
tell you what.
And you would.
It says
Gotta
it.
get that.
Tell you what.
You need a- what's it called? You spit into the little
A spittoon?
A spittoon?
Yeah. Oh my god. No, because all night. I mean,
There it is.
I hate to say it, we haven't
Actually,
had
I
a
quit-
good redneck ASMR in a while, but he doesn't have any cans to
No, I know.
pop it off.
I actually quit chewing.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm almost a month in and quit chewing,
Proud of you.
quit soda.
Proud of you.
What else? I quit a bunch of shit when
Didn't
I
you
had
quit
that surgery
energy
on my
drinks
shoulder.
too?
Yep, quit energy drinks.
I have
How do you
recently
lie?
stopped
It's
drinking
been
energy
very
drinks.
rough, and my wife will tell you she's about this close to fucking filing divorce. But no, I mean it's been a big deal. I quit soda, I quit energy drinks, I quit chewing, which she thinks that I'm gonna take back up here as soon as I'm all healed up. But I kind of like not being part of that. I do.
It's nasty.
Well, I
yeah,
don't know about that, but
it is.
like I've never been like, oh god, how bad. But I like the fact that my body's actually healing to a point where I'm not just damaging myself.
Yeah.
I think I like that more than, I mean, who gives a fuck if it's gross or not or whatever? People
Yeah.
still shower and bathe in their own fucking thing.
Right.
But to me, the quitting stuff, it's more for my health, right? Like I've got two kids.
You're at that stage where you're ready to quit.
Yeah,
There's
I
a,
want to quit for myself.
yeah, there's a
right?
difference there. When you're not ready to quit, you won't do it.
Yeah. No, I think the biggest part, I'm very selfish. I'm gonna call myself selfish because
Shellfish.
Shellfish? You're a
a
shellfish?
little bit of shellfish.
Can we call you
because-
clam?
I want to enjoy watching my kids grow up.
I want to see the pearl.
The
No,
pearl?
no,
You wanna
keep your
see
pants.
the
No,
black pearl?
no. All right, I take it back. I take it back.
Mm-hmm.
You want to see that pearl?
No, I get that because I
I know
remember
what's wrong with it. Ain't
when-
got no pearl in it.
Yeah, right.
Mhm.
when I quit.
You could put the pearl in.
I smoked for quite a while. But
We
when
smoked for 13 years.
yeah, I think I was somewhere around in that same. But me and the wife decided, okay, we're gonna quit.
Right.
And then lo and behold, a month later, we found out she was pregnant. So it like timed out perfectly.
Oh yeah.
But that helped in keeping us both to where we were quit. Like we didn't go back. And I quit cold turkey, and I haven't even had a puff
Oh yeah.
off
no,
of it of a cigarette now over 13 years.
I can't say that, but
Well, no, but you have to start somewhere. I mean, that's the thing.
vice is strong, man. I will tell you.
Hardest thing to do.
I've quit a lot of things,
Nicotine's super hard.
and cigarettes is the worst.
Yeah.
I quit smoking pot when I was younger. I got in trouble. Was like, fuck it, I'm done. Right. Quit doing that. Alcohol has been a big one. I'm not gonna quit that anytime soon.
No,
But again, it's one of those vices that
yeah, but have you toned it
I
back?
haven't drank much. Like I'm a little worried because I'm starting to feel just from the episode. No, not
Oh.
sober. I'm starting to feel, but then again, since surgery, I really haven't drank.
Right.
So I've dropped my tolerance a small amount, and so I'm starting to feel it a little bit more. What I will tell you is
I'm too fat to feel
the
it.
cigarettes.
Yeah, maybe
You also don't
I'm a
drink
big
the
boy.
amount that I drink.
Yeah, but when I do drink the amount you drink, like in
I
a
know.
night,
It's pretty funny.
but given
I also
the
get to take a fucking carnival ride around the fucking bar parking lot or fucking commune area.
right, but given my size and to be honest, the amount of fat I have,
I would be surprised now though if you could pick me up and wheeled me around like you did then, because I was a lot lighter then.
Yeah, I was
That was
light.
before I quit smoking, or like had recently just started to try to quit smoking, and I was only like 195 pounds. Granted, I'm not a whole lot more, but I'm almost 240 now. So it would be a little bit more of a lug around the fucking parking lot there.
Right. No, I get that.
No, I run into the issue with, and I don't want to be the guy who preaches it, right? Like I don't want to
You
walk up and be
can't.
like, "Oh my God, you should quit smoking." I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
If
I'm
it's
one
your
of
life,
those.
it's your life, it's your lungs. It's you do what you want. I don't give a fuck. All I ask is don't blow it in my face,
Yes.
right? You give
No,
two
that shit's
fucks as to
annoying.
What you do with yourself, don't blow it in my face. You want to smoke? Smoke. I still want to smoke. I'm not saying I don't.
No.
I still would like to have a cigarette, light it up, and go, oh, yes. But at the same point in time, I'm not going to look at you and be like, you need to quit that shit.
No.
It's so bad for you. No, I don't give a fuck.
Dude, when I
your
smoke
problem.
and people are like,
I hate those people.
that's gonna kill you. I used to be like, well, something's got to.
Right.
And walk
Right.
off and be like,
Well, if that's the case, at least I'll die short of breath.
I was just thinking this.
Like, fuck you all.
It was either I'd be like, well, something's got to, or yeah, that's the point. And then they'd be like,
Right.
oh, all right, fuck you, and walk away. And you like,
That's
yeah.
going to kill you. Well, at least it wasn't a car accident.
Well, right.
You know?
Well, my favorite is when you get, and I'm not a little dude, so I can say this, when you get the fat person who goes, that's going to kill you. Yeah, so's a fucking cheeseburger you're sucking down. So
You're
shut
right.
the fuck up.
that fucking Big Mac, 2 of these cigarettes, bitch.
Yeah.
Like, fuck you.
You'll have clogged arteries and a heart attack. I am just not going to.
No, Carly, I do not give a shit. If you want to smoke, that's up to you. I don't care. But the biggest thing to me is like, for myself, I've quit smoking, I've quit chewing, and by far the 2 hardest ones to do for me. Haven't quit drinking, even though I'm sure there's plenty of signs out there that show me I should.
Shouldn't we all?
I mean, I quit a lot of things. I've walked away from a lot of things. I've been lucky. I fucking somehow continue to be an example for my children. And I'm sure when they get older and they say, "Oh, I'm sure you smoked," I'm like, "Yeah, you're right, I did, and it sucked. And getting off of it was the hardest fucking thing I did." But at the same point in time, we've all made it to these places, right? Now, alcohol being the next one. I still feel better now, even though I've got some very beautiful moves from quitting cigarettes. Because
No.
when I quit smoking, I was 178.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
currently
I can.
almost 240, Garen fucking teed, and I don't use tobacco, and is one of the worst fucking things I ever did. Because if I could have stayed at 178 without tobacco, would have been fucking great.
Yeah, you want to gain weight quick.
Quit smoking.
Fuck,
Quit chewing.
man. It.
Absolutely, you will add the weight.
Yeah,
Especially since I got married and had a wife who decided she was gonna fucking feed me. That
Yeah,
was-
I was gonna say
No,
no, because
feeders.
you
So
know,
is you. You have a wife and kids.
Yeah, she was fattening me up.
I was gonna say when I quit, I was actually going to the gym and stuff like that before I quit. Like I would go to the gym and stuff like that, and I was like 215.
Mhm.
I'm pushing every bit of 300
Right,
now, and it's
right.
like, huh,
You know
man.
the worst part is when you sit down and you're out of breath and you're like, where the fuck did this come from? Because it's not. Here's the worst part. When I would do a hike, as a smoker, we'd get to the end and be like, fuck, I need a cigarette.
Yeah.
Right? And I would immediately relax
Relax.
down. I would still keep that weight off. Now it would gain, not only I would keep my metabolism from fucking hiking, but then add to it with the cigarettes, right? So now I get done and I'm like, I need a fucking Twinkie. And I fucking sit there. There's no.
Yeah.
No, it's an instant like, I hate my life.
Well,
Because there's a struggle there, but you don't lose what you lost before.
right.
You don't keep it off like you did when you were smoking.
Well, not
And
only
so it
that,
makes it such a bitch to
Well,
continue to do.
no.
Become a spokesman person for fucking big cigarette because you're convincing me to go start smoking.
Right? No, I'm almost
I-
convincing myself to light up.
No,
again.
I hate to say it. That's one of the things, but I'll tell you where it lies in. It is for me, smoking was as much as you eventually become addicted to the nicotine and that, so your
Mhm.
body's like, hey, I want this. It was the something to do and the excuse to take a break. Because there's a social aspect, but just think about
It's
it in terms of
emotion.
this. Yeah,
Mhm.
that was my version of. So instead of taking antidepressants, I'd go smoke
Oh,
cigarettes.
yeah.
I mean,
Oh, yeah. Trust me, if I wanted to
Yeah.
shoot you in the face, I'd go smoke a cigarette.
yeah, when you were angry or pissed off, it was like, I'm gonna go take a break, and
Yep.
you'd get a suck on that, and you'd
I'm
be
gonna
like,
fucking piss in this
"Ah."
guy's
Yep.
framing nails so that when he puts them in his mouth, he gets to fucking taste my pee-pee. No,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go have a cigarette so I don't get fired.
Oh yeah, no, I remember those, but again, like that's the same thing. I used to when I detailed cars, I had a routine to how I smoked.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I had it broken down to I do this part of the car, go have a cigarette. I do this. It like broke up how I cleaned the car.
Yeah, when I was doing HVAC, it was the same thing. Second I walked out the door, light the cigarette. When I got back to the door, I'd snub it out on my boot, pants, whatever the fuck it was. My fingers, fuck it, I didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Tuck it behind my ear, go back inside, hang the fucking piece of pipe, clear that fucking doorway again, light the cigarette.
Yep.
To the trailer, get back to the doorway. Well, this one's done. Throw it on the ground, snub it out, walk in, hang it up. I mean, you get to humans in any like natural aspect, if anybody wakes up in the morning and goes to sleep at night, or even the people who wake up at night and go to sleep in the morning, if you are human and have a habit of any kind, you are a creature of habit.
Oh yeah, you had it like.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh yeah, well, it
Everybody's
was
the
no
same way.
different.
Everybody, you have an alarm clock, you are a creature of habit. Any way, shape, or form. But what I will tell you is when you dig into the fucking tobacco or even into the other stuff, you will have a habit that sticks and stays, and it will go, to a T. I have a buddy who smokes a lot of pot, but almost guaranteed, I could call him at a certain time of day. He's fucking smoking reefer. Guaranteed that time of day.
Yeah.
Now, even if you were to switch it around and say, oh, okay, well, 420 only happens twice a day, I could still call him at a certain point in time. He's still going to be smoking reefer.
Yeah. No, you
That's
know.
what it is.
Well, it's no different to, uh-oh.
Thank you, Carly. Even though that's not, I mean, I don't say it to get that. I just, thank you.
Now, it's,
Yeah, humans like routine. Humans like schedules.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if we can follow something, if we can do it over and over again. I mean,
Yeah.
I learn through repetition, and every morning I do the same thing. Every freaking morning I do the same thing every night. I mean,
Bye, phone.
Yeah, I mean, that's how human nature is.
Well, it's amazing at the hold that tobacco carries on a human being, right? Because anything else.
Nap says you're still low. Speak up.
Naps, who cares?
Anything
That's
else,
me.
I mean, you can. Stopping smoking pot was actually a fuck ton easier than smoking cigarettes.
Oh, yeah.
Than-
No,
or than
absolutely.
quitting
Well,
smoking
most
cigarettes.
people who have some sort of drug addiction, like well, not that nicotine's not a drug, but what I'd say illicit drugs. So
Any
anybody
kind of
who's
drug.
been an alcoholic, a
Mhm.
meth head, a pothead, or whatever, they all tend to, after when they get clean and sober, they smoke cigarettes and
Yep.
and caffeine. They just replace it with something
Cigarettes
else.
and
Yeah.
caffeine. Yeah, most of the time, and that's the end of the line for the most part. Like I quit smoking a few different things when smoking cigarettes, and retained a few teeth, but ultimately, the cigarettes was the end of the line. Right? You smoke cigarettes, and it's like, okay, this is a better replacement for that. And then everybody tries to tell you, oh, vaping is so much better than cigarettes. Well, then you
Vaping's
try that,
worse
and you're
than
like,
cigarettes.
Jesus Christ, why am I just putting water into my fucking lungs?
Yeah,
and
but
tell me
have
that if
you-
you want to drown, you jump in the pool and inhale.
But let me
You
tell
know?
you something that I think is kind of interesting, because like 10 years ago, I mean, people still smoke, don't get me wrong, but it's not what it was even 5 years ago, even 10 years ago. When I first started working at a car dealership, oh my God, half of the fucking employees smoked. That's where if you needed to go find a service rider, they were out back smoking.
Smoking. Yep.
But I've noticed, and having worked in one for 15 years, how much it's decreased to where there's only a handful of
Get her back to the normal hat.
Yeah.
Driving me nuts.
you only get there's only a handful of people that actually smoke at the dealership now, and it's kind of weird. It's
kind of crazy, right?
It is, but have you noticed how many people who tried to quit smoking went to vaping? But it didn't take them long after that where they just quit because the vaping sucked. Like it was, I think vaping's easier to quit. So people who used it as a transition, you notice they just don't go to anything. So they were able to quit completely. But I don't think you see as many people vaping as you did, almost because it's one of those things that when you vape, everybody just makes fun of you. You're now kind of that douchebag that walks around blowing, clouds of
Fucking
whatever.
Strawberry douche
Yeah.
canoe in your face.
When I worked at the village, you'd get crowds of teenagers. And it was always the fucking teenagers. That they just have like cotton candy, you got the strawberry cheesecake, you got the berry blast, whatever. It was always like the fruity stuff. That there'd just be a cloud around them. I fucking hated it.
What?
What?
I'm gonna go upstairs.
Why?
I'll be right back.
You gonna blow up the fucking shitter?
No. I'll be right back.
I'm
Just-
a little alarmed.
Excuse me.
Just let him out.
You're
I-
coming back, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Nap says,
I'm not convinced.
no, I think he's got food.
No.
No.
Mom okay?
Yes.
Is your sister
Yes, everyone's okay.
All right.
Okay.
I'm confused.
I'm gonna spit in your mic.
You know where you're going?
Yeah.
Don't hit your head. I hit mine.
Watch your head.
Yeah.
Low hanging ceiling.
Nap says, God, he's tall. 'Cause
And he's single.
Motherfucker stands at 6'7" tall. He's a big boy.
we damn near have an offensive line worth of guys here. Like, I mean,
Oh yeah.
I'm the shortest one out of all of us here.
no, but I'm talking. You got Brody at 6'7", 3+.
He
Yeah,
is
but-
the defensive
Well-
But between you, okay, so ultimately what I would do is I would put Casey and Brody in the middle, and you and me on the outside. And I only say that because if you have a little bit of speed and you can get past that edge, then you can take out somebody, right? So I
Right.
would say defensive line because I want Casey and Brody with their wingspans to grab two guys
Yeah.
each, right?
There you go.
Hold two guys. That's 4 people. That gives you and me the chance to cut a tight end and fuck that quarterback up.
Yeah, I mean,
Mainly because that used to be my job.
Yeah.
That
I
was
I was gonna
I
say
got
you
2 scholarships.
you
on
have
that.
2 guys that are sitting at defensive lineman side, interior defense. Him at 6'7", 3+, me at 6'2", pushing 3.
Yeah,
You know, and then you.
you're looking at 2 guys right around the 200
Make
mark.
window doors.
Yeah, you're looking at 2 guys right around the 200 mark who can move a little bit quicker. The quarterback ain't got shit. Here we go, Brady. I'm gonna lay your ass on the fucking or what's that other one? Rogers. Here you go. About
Yeah.
to get hit like a brick. What? 230 pounds at full speed ain't nothing you want to get hit by. Even if I got touched by a fucking offensive tackle.
No, I have to laugh. Nap said, "I still have an emotional support vape, and you can suck my Nick Free sour apple smoke."
Well, here's the biggest thing that ultimately took it out of me, right? Don't get me wrong, it had a doctor not stepped in and fucking explained the importance of this, I would still smoke and chew. And now I've looked into non-nicotine chewing tobacco. So basically a non-tobacco chew.
Well,
Just to
again,
keep the habit.
I was gonna say for me, smoking was more the having.
Dude, you got to put something to your face.
Yeah,
Like, constantly you're like, oh my God, I have to fucking do this.
Well,
Even though it makes no fucking sense.
just having it to hold on and like.
Yeah. It's
Play with.
something to fucking do. It's a break. It's a 5 fucking minutes to not even if you don't add in like a fucking I hate this so
Yeah,
much.
but for being people that have to be doing something,
Right.
it like gives you purpose. I hate to say it. It gives you because
Oh my God.
you're like, I'm taking a break, but yet I can still do something.
Yeah.
Because when you have to take a break and not do anything, you're like, now you're anxious, you're twitchy, you're
And
like,
you start thinking about shit that you really don't need to dig into, and you
Mhm.
continue to beat yourself up. The worst part of not smoking and not chewing is my sleep issues. Right? My what do they call it when you can't sleep?
insomnia.
Insomnia.
Insomnia. Yeah.
I literally sit there and it's just like, oh my God, what about this? What about that? What about this? What about that? Run this situation. Talk. I'll literally have a conversation in my head between 4 people and it's me. It's it. I'm the only person in the fucking room. It's 2:00 in the fucking morning and I just walk through every potential possibility of the conversation that could be had. Right? It's fucking crazy. I should be in a straitjacket sitting somewhere just fucking constantly talking to myself because I'm that nuts. But you add in all of the shit that I've had to go through, the shit that I've fucking weighted myself through, the shit that I've actually dealt with, the things I've quit on, all that kind of shit. And you land into a zone where it's like, if this guy doesn't fucking talk to himself, he will implode. There is something that will kill him.
No, that's. I get that. I totally understand how that works.
Call your girlfriend?
No. For me,
You have
it's
a
if I
girlfriend?
don't do
No.
something random, I'll implode.
Was
Well,
it,
right. That's
Was it a special delivery?
Yeah.
Please tell me you didn't clog the toilet.
I think we're good.
Oh. Well, you fired up the dogs, I'll tell you that.
That's because he had to open the front
I
door.
went all the way up to my track real quick and then came back. That's probably what they did.
Insulin or
No.
oh, all right.
What?
Not diabetes.
Do I look like a certain someone?
Yeah, that's true.
No, I'm just a little worried about your diabetes.
Did you need to hit the crack pipe?
Yeah.
Nap said you went to
I
vape.
was
How much did you
You were
spend on her?
fiending?
That was pretty quick.
I'm gonna say.
Huh?
I said, how much did you have to spend on her? That was pretty quick.
Yeah, that was
It was a
$5, make a
it was
holla.
a 10-second special.
Woo! God
Quickie
damn it.
a
stick.
second special.
A fucking quickie stick.
Is your mom okay?
Alright.
Yes.
Can I come visit?
No. Fuck off.
We know Eric likes the mature ones.
I like the ones with accents.
Well, okay.
Oh yes.
No,
Yeah, that's why I can't.
That
call it
southern
anymore.
accent is fucking.
Yeah,
It'll kill me
that's
every
why Brody's
time.
doing all the tipping ones from now on.
He like creams the pants every time he's on the phone.
It's not that.
They're
bad,
fucking
but
hot. I don't give a shit what
those-
anybody.
You
I
get
can
those
barely
Alabama
understand him.
chicks
I'm
in
like,
there.
you gotta repeat that about 400 times.
well, when they're like, really, just say. I just like to hear you say it.
Yeah, no, I had a
Hey, guys, like, listen to me.
I had a reoccurring phone call to a couple of southern RV dealers where it was like, "Hey, I may ask you to repeat this. Understand that it may not be because I didn't understand it. I just want to hear you say it again."
Mm-hmm. No, totally.
That's all free.
You
Oh, did you see that too?
Yeah.
Did you see the latest one?
Hey, he's a
There's a
He
reason.
he is a tall drink of water.
There's a reason I'm called Weeping Willow.
Yeah,
Well,
huh?
you get short and fluffy gremlin saying, "I'm coming to visit Brody."
You got a heart. After that, God, he is a tall tree, and then naps through a heart. So, Brody getting some love.
She probably like to climb that tree.
Ladies, he's single, and
Ready
He's
to
single and
mingle.
ready to mingle.
any monkeys want to climb this tree, he's 6'7".
That didn't sound racist at all.
He's
All
like, I
right.
don't want any part of it. Well, actually, see, Brody actually had a really good topic that we talked about, and us talking about all the bad habits. Well, all of these bad habits can lead to death.
Oh. I was like, whoa, where are we going
With the
here?
nice cheery topics.
Well, no,
Oh,
but
Favorite.
Hello, my man.
um,
Oh,
The
some
que-
guy on Instagram. Why y'all looked at me like, what the fuck do you?
well, you
been
just
here
ran
for
over.
a
Hello,
minute." I
my
know.
man. It was like, what?
Well,
the
yeah, if
fuck
I'm
are
gonna
you
say
talking
hello,
about?
it's probably to somebody on their telephone.
All right. Well, so the thought being, I said death, but
Dun, dun, dun.
it's the life after death, right? Or what happens
Which
after
you
we
don't
die.
believe in.
No, that's not true.
What happens after that?
No. See, no, he's coming after my religious standpoint.
No.
Oh.
It was your I don't believe in ghosts thing.
Well, it doesn't mean you have to be a ghost.
I'm just saying it was your.
Oh, you're
What I'm
attacking
saying
my
is,
I don't
yeah,
believe in
you're-
ghosts.
I
Yeah,
don't believe
no.
in ghosts thing. That was
I
so. Brody hit us with the let's create this fucking ghost hunter thing.
No, that's it.
What was that, Eric? Okay.
Yeah.
Give credit
And-
where it's due.
And I know that Casey is not. Casey believes in ghosts as much as I believe in Bigfoot, which is 0%.
I-
He's real. He's
I-
right there.
I believe more in Bigfoot.
That is a Yeti, motherfucker.
It's just me running around. And
You're right.
And see, I think there's a much higher probability of Bigfoot than there is of ghosts. But that being said, on a scientific level, I think where we get ghosts from is because the idea is energy, right? Energy cannot be created
I
nor
think most of it's
destroyed.
just-
It can be transferred. So,
Mm.
no, that's how.
I think it's just mental. I think it's your brain playing games on you.
But that goes back to the energy segment, right? So,
I guess. I don't
all
know.
we are think of it though anatomically we are mainly water, right?
Mhm.
But outside of that we are just a bundle of nerves that shoot.
We're fucking aliens.
No, we are, but that's your nerves are just electricity, right? That's how we shoot signals all over. So that's why if you have a pinched nerve, it'll cause pain in weird spots and things like that because it fucks with the
No,
signal.
it's fucking bullshit.
Well, but that's how it works.
Funny bone ain't so funny.
Fuck
So-
the funny bone. I'm talking about when you
No, it's like
turn
when you smash
and
the
you're like,
right?
ah.
But no, but
And
that's what
your
I'm saying.
fucking neck like pinches something, and you're like,
Well, I know when I
you walk around like a fucking quadriplegic for the rest of the day. You're like,
the once upon a time that I actually worked out regularly and stuff, I don't know what I did, but somewhere in there, I pinched something in my back. And if I would move just right, yeah, it'd give me all sorts of weird pains. The worst part, though, and this is the TMI that nobody wants to hear, there were for a while, I had a pinched
Shoot
nerve
yourself?
somewhere. No,
damn,
but
I was guessing.
But-
I was squatting 325. Shit my drawers. Right
no,
there.
but when I would have sex on climax,
Oh, okay.
it would cause like nerve pain.
This is what I want to know about Casey.
And I can tell you, there.
Tell me more about your climax.
Yeah, the going for this feels great to oh shit, this hurts.
My pussy.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Stop putting her.
So
Don't worry, I'll do all of the work. No. Fuck
no,
that.
no.
Fuck that. You put my spinal cord in a spot I can't handle. Fuck that.
But even now, I swear I have a pinched nerve somewhere because I'll sneeze and it literally feels like electrical shooting through my body. Like
So-
it's painful.
Shit.
Wake up.
Doing certain drugs, if you sneeze or cough or jerk yourself around to a point where you pop your like certain vertebrae or whatever, will actually drop you into.
No, it won't. It won't put you back in a hallucinogenic
It
state.
works very well. There's a certain bone in my back that are with top of my bottom of my neck.
Well, then
top of
I
my
haven't
back,
popped the right
that I will
places
not
because
fucking pop because it doesn't put me back into where I was.
right, but it gives you that moment
It
of
loops my head like I get dizzy,
oh,
and then all of a sudden there's the free release. You know what I'm talking about?
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That free also like it's just like a release. Like all of a sudden cares and give a shits just kind of fucking flow out the window.
Oh, that's
Like you
endorphin,
land
right?
in
Yeah, some of it is, yeah.
right. You land in kind of that no man land.
Yeah, I can see it giving you a moment of it, but the people who are the myth of
No, I mean
oh, you pop your back and you're right back into an acid trip. No, you're not.
no. But it drops you into
What he's
a,
talking
a
about.
segment.
Yeah.
It drops you back into a spot where you're like,
man.
holy shit.
Yeah,
I've done it. I've coughed or sneezed. I've actually done it twice. Landed me in a spot where I'm like, okay. I'm like, not necessarily fucked up like I was at that point in time, but things release.
Oh yeah.
Like you feel a body release. It's like, okay. And you kind of float like you did when you were doing said drugs.
Yeah. No,
I'm
I
going to tell you right now, I've dropped acid one time
oh.
and
I'm gonna tell you right now.
it was
I snorted cocaine off a stripper's titties.
twice.
A time or two.
Twice. And not a time or two, it was two. Trust me, it was fun. I will not take that away from anybody, but you land into certain portions of your high that wasn't like pop your neck and you're like, oh, that feels nice, right? But you pop a certain one and you're like, and that feels really nice. And it's different. It's not.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's not the same like, oh, that was nice. It's a totally different one.
I'm glad I'm over here.
Huh.
Mhm.
I love it. He's like, I've dropped it once. I'm thinking in my head.
No, I've done a lot of things. That one I've only done once.
you could drop how many people? We got 4 people here. We could all count and it still wouldn't hit the number. And I'm talking not only hands, I'm talking feet. So
Hey.
And if I could do it every day for the rest of my life, I would. Dead
See, and
serious.
there's a lot of that I mean, to each is their own, right? Different strokes for different
Yeah.
folks.
Yep.
Okay.
Strokes.
Different
Focused on
strokes.
the wrong things here,
Mhm.
buddy.
No, he's actually not. I mean, ultimately, his stroke would be a stroke. Like that's
Hey, I refuse now. What
Nah.
the fuck are you on?
Yeah.
continued with that whole thing. Somebody who wants to focus on that, that's probably what their stroke is.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
sex addicts.
Yeah.
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 Oh, I
kind
meant
of.
Like, you need more moisture.
Oh.
I was like, what?
You're about to have some friction burn.
No, I can tell you if I
I thought he
could.
was trying to tell me I was gonna have a stroke.
I mean,
No, that's not. I
Can see
mean,
the future.
I know you like birria tacos, and those motherfuckers
Yeah.
probably give you a stroke.
no.
I fucking love them
The more the
bitches.
merrier.
Yeah, right.
That's
I
the way to go.
I can flat out tell you that if I could, people talk about microdosing. Like, have you heard of that?
Yeah.
See, my version would be 1 hit of acid. That would be my microdose, and I would do that every day, and I could function perfectly fine on it,
I believe it.
and it would be amazing. Because no, I'm dead serious though. That puts me in the mental state, and that helps me be.
I could never microdose. Microdose. I couldn't. I could microdose because cocaine is super fucking expensive.
Yeah, well, you don't microdose cocaine.
I know. I'm just saying.
Most people who microdose,
Eighth of a bomb.
But do you die?
yeah, most people who are doing the microdosing actually do it with mushrooms, is how they do it.
Well,
But it creates enough of a you don't get
up,
if you do the microdosing right, it doesn't create necessarily a high. It just provides a little bit of a relaxation, so you don't ever actually feel
It gives
high.
you the pop your back theory without popping all of your back.
Yeah, and so it puts you there.
Oh,
But
it feels
that's
great.
what I mean. So, like for me, that mental state though of like,
Brody's over here like, I've never done these things, guys.
Yeah.
No,
Stop
I'm not-
talking
Like,
about
I
things.
haven't
things.
either.
No, well-
the only thing I've ever done is weed, and I did like twice. And I'm like, yeah, not for me.
I love
Yeah.
how people who have done weed and they're like, yeah, I took marijuana.
No,
You're like,
he smoked
"What?"
weed. You smoke it or
I
you
took
eat it?
marijuana.
Are you like
Uh,
that one guy at the start of Super Troopers that just eats a whole bag full of all that?
These
No, see, but
schnozberries
that's the
taste
thing.
like
Now you can get-
schnozberries.
I- So now you can get edibles and all that. When I did, or when
Yeah,
I
last week
smoked
was
weed,
fun.
it was you smoked weed, and you couldn't get necessarily great weed. It was whatever whoever
Yeah.
you knew had it. You
Oh,
were just
yeah.
like,
It was like, I'll give you 35. No, you'll give me 40.
yeah.
I'll give you 35. That's shit.
There's a lot of sticks
All
in
right,
there.
fine. We'll take 35.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that a tumbleweed?
Yeah, I was gonna say, and eating it meant you had to make brownies. Like there was
No,
no,
you had to make butter.
well, right. There was none of this. Oh, let's go buy edibles. It's like
Right.
no,
You
we had to make
fucking
the
do-
edibles.
You had to have a buddy whose mom just left for a fucking teaching conference, or some sort of fucking camp out with her friends, or it was never the buddy of yours that had the parents. No, because one of them was still in town, right? But it was always the buddy who had a divorce or whose parents were divorced, and they lived with mom, and she was going to some fucking mountain retreat, whatever. Because when you fucking made butter like the motherfucking Amish in her house, it smelled like fucking ganj.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
And it took hours to get out of the house.
Febreze.
It took us forever and a day because you had to flip couch cushions over. You had to fucking ventilate the house. You had to go through and fucking vacuum the carpets 50 fucking times. Like, no, windows were all open. It could be fucking January.
How come
1.
every time I
Fucking
leave for a
windows are open.
conference, my kids are so great? I come
Oh,
back and the
fuck.
house is cleaner than it was when I left.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, if I ever come home to a clean house where my kids get a little bit older and be like, "What'd you do?"
Yeah, no,
Parents know.
ultimately,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, mom and dad knows because they went through this, but nowadays, fuck, you just drive to Ontario and buy the shit.
Yeah, that's
So now Now there's no coming home and your house is clean. Fuck no. You come home and there's every fucking article of clothing on the fucking floor.
Yeah.
Kids are fucking passed out in their bed. You're like, what the fuck are you doing? Oh, I'm just tired. Fuck you.
Yeah.
High as shit.
Bullshit. You've had more energy than a fucking honey badger on cocaine since you were fucking 2, and now you're tired? Fuck you. What's wrong with you? Where is it? Where's the receipt? How much you pay for that shit? You ain't getting took under this roof, you know?
Right.
Bring some for dad next time.
Yeah. What the fuck? You think you're you selfish little motherfucker.
It's my money that I left you for pizza.
Yeah.
Not share, you piece of shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say most
You fucking Ninja Turtle little fuck.
You little crotch goblin piece of crap.
most parents now
This
would
is
be
why
coming
your
home
mother
being like,
doesn't love you.
God damn it, you got into my stash again, motherfucker.
Hey, what I fucking tell you about getting into my fucking stash? God damn it. If you're gonna fucking toke, you resupply.
Yeah. No.
Just don't tell your mom. In this case, now you're fucking grounded because I'm out $30.
Yeah, that's the thing. Now weed's so easy to get, and you can get really good weed. It's not like, you know,
that good.
yeah,
Good shit.
not Mexican
What used
dirt
to
weed.
cost me $60 fucking dollars back in the day. Now it's good shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But now you have adult money.
Now I have adult money, and if I'm not careful, I could end up fucking hiring a kite all the time.
Yeah, that's.
Because I have an adult car that will outrun the police, too. So
I was gonna say.
I'm not worried about that one bit.
Day, po-po.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. See,
I
but
have a car that'll outrun the radio.
yeah, that's the bummer though. Weed's really easy to get, but mushrooms are harder to get. Acid's really hard to get because you really have to know somebody. You have to be. You didn't fuck up your mic.
No, but I jerked my fucking head around
Yeah.
pretty good. That was
So that's the bummer. I wish they'd make that stuff legal at least somewhere, so I could go there and get it.
Make Ontario just the
Wish
illicit
those
drug.
psychedelics.
I love the bootlegging charge that none of us are looking at.
Actually, somebody was telling me, and I should have. I guess at Planet 13 in Vegas, I think you can buy mushrooms.
Well, are we playing
My
Yeah.
life is fucking ruined. I would have fucking been all in when we were there.
Well, yeah, I didn't know this until after the fact.
For them to get them back.
What are you talking about? We drove.
Oh, you drove. That's right. You didn't fly.
Yeah.
I mean,
Still face pictures of it.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Trust me, we drove. If you didn't see my review on the shittiest car ever fucking built, we drove.
Guys, I'm gonna spink you the drugs just in case. I know we're driving.
Just in case we get pulled over.
It's not for my own pleasure, I promise.
quit lying. You just like them up your ass. I mean, we get it.
Oh my god, we stuck that bag up my butt, but we didn't have the drugs in it?
Is that
Fuck.
is that what you'd call a?
We bought an extra bag.
Yeah. Don't worry, I got my own. I'll share. We're not touching that shit.
Shit.
How do you make sure you get all the weed for yourself?
All right.
Hey,
No, man,
your
I'm
fi-
good. I'll drive. Yeah.
That's one of those, dude,
Don't
your
worry,
finger's
I
not
just,
long enough.
Mexican food. We're
We'll
good.
never touch this.
Is that what you call a green Alaskan pipeline?
See, I think that's why every fucking group of white dudes takes a black guy with them. Your finger's not long enough, okay? Just stick it up there a little further.
What?
Wow. Yeah.
Brody was like, I see the reasoning, but wow.
You're fine now.
You're good. Stop fiddling with it.
Hi.
Now it's fucked.
Yeah. Damn it.
Oh, we're fucked. Here we go. Oh, now it's bad.
God damn it, Eric. You piece of shit.
This is why I can't. do
You
anything
fucking
bad.
crummy bastard.
This is why we can't have nice
Why we
things.
don't invite you to sphincter drugs.
Speech.
We're from
Huh.
Idaho. Boise, Idaho, to be exact.
Oh,
Well,
Well,
I mean,
speaking of
Brody's
adult
from
money,
Cuna.
adult
and
money.
I
Casey's
spend mine
almost in
wisely.
Garden City, but
No, I technically I am in Garden
Oh,
City.
sorry. Technically, he's in Garden City. So
Yeah.
2 Boise's, a Cuna, and
Cuna. Hakuna
Hakuna
Matata.
Yeah.
Matata.
That's right.
It
And a
means
Garden
no
City.
worries.
Means I'm out in the butt fuck.
Means
Yeah.
no
It means it takes me the
worries
next 20 minutes to get
for the
anywhere
rest
I
of
need to
my
go.
days.
No. So back to where we were going
Back
with
to
this.
where we were.
Black to drugs.
No,
Whoa! All right.
well, and
Yeah, go Instagram. They haven't banned us yet. I love this.
but
Racist motherfuckers.
Cavity searches.
Whoa.
well, it's because they're run by Meta. So
They're what?
they're run by Meta, and
Oh, buddy.
he's guilty of all sorts of shit. But
Hey.
so speaking of afterlife for that, so going to again the scientific
Do
of
you know Thailand?
no.
Like,
Well, I
Bangkok?
mean, I know Thailand.
I'd punch Brody, but he's a ways away. That's I'm not.
So the thought of on a scientific level, Brody's dying over here. I will. It's my job to
Best
draw
joke
you
of
all
the
back.
night. I finally landed one. Finally landed a good one. Brody giggled.
Nice. It's always good if you can make Brody laugh.
I know.
It's no easy
We need
feat.
that wheeze.
Oh
No.
yeah, you need the or those like what is it? The
You want to hear it make me actually fucking laugh?
Oh wow, that's like
Don't
whoa.
stand there and make fucking weird noises. I don't laugh like. I don't laugh like that.
oh shit.
It's like
That
the
sounds like I'm having a stroke. There it is.
I knew it. I was like, fuck, I'm gonna have to squeeze hard for this one. It's a diaphragm exercise to
Yeah.
do the laugh that
A
Brody does.
combination of asthma
Shit.
What topic
All
were we on?
right.
Well, we were trying to talk. As how many topics ago, we started with trying to talk about what happens after we die, and and then it spiraled off into a whole drug top. How we went from what happens after we die to talking about
Let's talk about
hallucinogens.
drugs instead.
Well, I was trying to go the
I
scientific.
died
Dog,
once.
Have you ever taken so many drugs?
I died once.
You feel like you're on another plane of existence.
I have, and it's amazing.
Oh,
And more than
man.
once, I've thought I'd rather be on that plane of existence.
I'm telling you right now, when you took an inhale and you laid down and it looked like you were on a tie-dyed t-shirt, that is enough.
Yeah.
That is where you go, yep, I'm done.
When the room has flushed with the toilet, you have reached a level you're like, I'm going back to bed now.
I've never spun.
No. I've had the highest I've been on a hallucinogen. I went into the bathroom and white walls, obviously. Yeah, no. But I felt like I was
Drug power.
I was it was mushrooms, but I flushed the toilet, and as part of my trip, the room pixelated
Oh shit.
and flushed with the toilet.
This is how you know you have entered a game of Pac-Man.
Yes.
That's how you know your brain is melting.
This was the moment that I went, I am way too high for this shit. I'm crawling back into my bed and putting the covers over my head. There are moments
Nah.
where it's like,
I had a buddy one time got fucked up on acid. He was down at the pizza parlor. I was pissed that he fucking didn't invite me. Right? So I called him. When he answered the phone, he said, I am God. And I was, "Huh. All right, motherfucker. Well, this is Jesus telling you you fucked up for the rest of the night. I was Jesus and he was taking notes. Literally got him to take actual fucking notes on a pizza box like he was a fucking Ninja Turtle for almost 2 hours.
Oh, yeah.
Until I could locate where the fuck he was, picked him up, and drove him home. Sure as shit. God fucked up this, and Jesus says this is why. Written down on the fucking pizza
Oh, yeah.
box. Like he stole the pin from the fucking waitress that was at Pie Hole.
Oh.
Oh,
Well,
downtown.
I was
Okay.
gonna say, and
Placed
pie
a
hole at
big
that.
enough box. He fucking 2 hours worth of
Are you
fucking
sure you didn't get
mistakes.
drugs from
I was gonna say
He
there's
may have. Yeah,
there's
he
a
may have.
really good. If you've seen the people that work at Pie Hole,
If
there's
you've
a really
seen
good
Pie Hole,
chance.
I feel like you could walk in there like, yeah, give me a slice of pepperoni. And a little,
I need
Yeah,
a slice of
well,
pepperoni and 2 hits of acid.
Yeah.
on the side.
$40.
Yeah, no shit.
No, if you've ever seen Pie Hole, you think that.
Yeah, you walk in and be like, "Hey, whoever decorated this was high as fuck."
Uh-huh. Hey, so can I get a large meat lovers with at least 3 hits of woohoo? And we'll be
The
good.
first time I walked in there, I was like, this place is gonna be hard to remodel.
You know, the best part is they put it next to fucking Suds and have a dollar beer night on Thursdays.
So you get all the drunks.
Mhm.
Yeah, slice of pizza.
Yeah, oh fuck yeah. They literally walk out of fucking Suds hammered puppy shit and they fucking walk
All I
into
gotta say is,
Pie Hole, and
for stoners, they make pretty good pizza.
Mm-hmm.
for anybody not in their right mind, yeah, it's a fucking miracle pizza.
Well, yeah,
But I
because they're not
literally-
all normal, like
they're
top
different.
normally, but they're good.
Yeah. I literally had
Stoner
when
pizzas.
Oh yeah, because you go, "Ooh, this makes total sense."
They're like, I have
Hi.
pepperoni, that's their most normal one, and then the rest are like, okay, what the fuck? What's going on here?
Yeah, you gotta be high to be hungry for it.
Can I get a large WTF?
Well, you
That's
gotta
a
be
fucking
high to put
lily.
those toppings together. You're like,
They
This
ordered
sounds
half a
amazing.
potato on it.
"Oh yeah, but
Yeah.
Okay.
potato pizza
Okay,
around here."
shut up. You're in fucking Idaho. It's on every pizza place
Yeah,
here
potato
has a
wedges,
fucking
though.
tater
Idaho
pizza.
Pizza Company doesn't sell potato wedges.
Maybe not tater wedges, but they sell a fucking pizza called the Idaho pizza that has fucking taters on it.
I prefer the Hell's King.
Okay.
But
these are
outside of
which
the one
fucking
barbecue
direction.
joint, we're really lacking on good tater salad places.
Yeah, we need lots of tater salad places.
You heard that, Idaho. Pick up your tater salad.
Get your
game.
fucking tater salad game together, bitches.
All right, so back to the afterlife. I'm gonna keep trying to drive it back
Now
here.
that we've gone on to 7 different tangents, let's go back to our original.
Well, I'm still going with the scientific part of no, not ghosts.
That was Brody's, or that was Eric's thing. I don't know. One of y'all fucking said it earlier.
Eric
The
was
fact
ghost.
that you get us both mixed up is very shocking to me because we look nothing alike.
No, but the both of you spout shit off that I'm like.
I mean,
what
we
the
got
fuck?
Eric Sheeran over here.
Eric Sheeran.
He's like our poor man's Ed Sheeran.
Amish Brody.
Amish.
He does. He has
I
the
won't come
fucking.
back.
We need to get you a black
You
cat with a
fucking
buckle on it.
don't lie to me. You will come back.
Anyway,
You like the way the mic feels on your cheek.
he's perfecting his own ASMR. It's bearded ASMR.
I have a
just sit
beer
there.
up in the fridge, and I will go grab it before the end of the episode. But
Well,
I've been sick, so beer
ugh,
doesn't make me
no.
fucking feel good when I'm
We can
sick.
make you more dishwater.
I don't need any more fucking dirty
That-
dishwater.
I gotta admit that was a little intense of a drink.
That was
I mean,
stupid. That was
it's,
fucking stupid.
well,
Oh, I almost want to puke just hearing it.
yeah, it was
Let's
a
get off that subject. I'm getting feeling wheezy.
well, that could put you
All
in,
right, so
in our
to
grave.
the afterlife.
Yes, afterlife.
Anyway, I like the version of, or I like the idea of the scientific thing of basically if energy can't be created nor destroyed, it can only be transferred. And we're just big bundles of energy. My thought is, so we die. Where's that energy go? It has to go somewhere. So you could take the what is it? The atheist view. We just all turn into dust. Well, then our energy has to go somewhere. Does it go back into the ground? I see. I'm gonna bug the shit out of him because everybody wants to just push it up and be like, yeah, our
No.
soul floats off to this magical
No,
place in
not
the
even
sky.
that. I'm gonna go the route that you say we're a bundle of energy, right?
We are.
Okay. You claim that we're a bundle of electronic energy. or electric energy.
Electronics.
Sorry,
We're making keyboards
Man.
and mouse pads.
electrical energy,
Robots.
right?
We are. Electrons make up your energy.
Therefore, to pass on,
This is on an atomic level, bud.
to pass on, we would have to be conductive.
We
Right.
are
They
conductive.
are conductive.
Right. We as a people now are conductive,
Mhm.
right? But grounded takes us or makes us non-conductive energy.
All right. So your heart stops. You quit pumping. That shuts down, right? So
Right.
where's that energy go? It
The-
has to go somewhere.
Right. But it's where are we going with this afterlife? Because I'm gonna tell you right now, as a there's no fucking way Casper was conductive.
Yeah, but I don't
Right?
believe in
like you go
ghosts.
into ghost, right? And and the ghost and the spirit world and whatever, right? There's no conduct. You can't make nothing conductive. Nothing
What do you
is
mean? The
not
whole
conductive.
basis.
You have to have a conductive base, which is a solid, a thing.
No.
Yes, you can't make non-conductive energy.
Yeah, but you have liquids or moisture in the air. That's conductive.
No, I could see that.
No,
If
but
that's
it's still-
if
I'm
that's
just
your
saying it's-
go-to, I could see that where your
Well, no, if
moisture
you're-
in the
if
air
you're
would
tr-
be your conductive.
If you're trying to justify spirits, right? And we want to
Well,
do
I'm
it.
trying to
No, I'm just.
I'm trying to justify.
I'm just
ghosts
saying,
at
if
this
you
point.
want-
Be high.
Fuck! I'm gonna have to go upstairs. God damn it!
No, because if you're trying here, I'll help you try to justify ghosts. You want a conductive surface, okay? So we're energy. So
That's just where my
No.
brain goes first.
I know,
It's
but-
like, okay, it's being conductive. If that's the case, every time you run into a fucking ghost, not knowing,
yeah, but
you
there.
get electrified, and you're like, I'm ready to do shit.
No, but maybe that's why people have. If you want to go the ghost route, that ghost encounters, maybe they have that extra level of energy, or that's the idea. They're conducting with. That's why only certain people can do it. Maybe they're on a level where they can actually conduct between each other to have that communication on an energy level where. But you
Wait a
can
minute,
make the
you
argument.
Just disproved your own.
No,
theory
I'm just
about not
No, I may not believe it, but what I'm telling you is I'm trying to go through every theory, right?
right.
I don't think that that's correct, but I'm just trying to tell you where there would be an argument for it. It's no different than saying,
Mind blown.
I think the main argument for ghosts is that they take energy from people and things around them to.
right? So right.
Yeah, but to create that energy or to pull that energy would have to go into something, correct?
No, but
No.
energy
No.
can be transformed.
Wait a minute, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Energy all around. us.
Energy can't go from one thing to another without a bypass. It's got to get close enough to connect for the transfer of energy. Right?
Yeah, but we're
Unless you
surrounded
have
by
a
energy.
conduit.
Yeah, but you're completely surrounded by energy. Just think about when we technically, like, if we shut all the lights off, shut all our computers off and stuff, and let
Right.
it get as quiet as we can, you can still actually hear the electricity running through the walls.
Yes. No, I would
So-
agree with that.
Well,
But
no, but what I'm saying is when you talk about that, it's conducted, just that energy lives in the air. It's more around you because so here I'll take it to electronics. It's why you have like jacketed wire, because the energy emitted from things can affect wire, which affect a wire, which then can
it's the
affect an
same reason why you
electronics.
don't run rechargeable batteries, because the energy in the battery will cause a signal malfunction in your avalanche beacon. Okay. Now I understand that, but at the same point in time, for you to connect or transfer energy to something, you have to be close enough to do so. Right?
No, because I mean we're just giving off energy.
No, and not only that, it can spark or it can jump.
The heat.
Yeah, but
the heat
here's-
your
here's-
body gives off is still a form of energy. That you're giving.
Yeah,
Well, right, but here's where your electronical energy or your electrical energy, right? So your rechargeable battery at a certain closeness to a radio wave has to be at a certain distance for it to modify the radio wave.
yeah, but
It can't be across the room or down the hallway or whatever in the fuck that most of these people see, claim, whatever. But
Well, why not?
you
'Cause-
have to be close
Yeah,
enough for an amount
Like-
of energy to jump.
There's different forms of energy.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at.
Radio waves are
Yeah.
the
Energy
kind of
in
waves.
the room that you're not in.
So-
Right, but we're talking
Wait,
about the
hold on, we got
the
one on Twitch.
electric
The real
energy.
one shot kill says, "What comprises the universe? Energy and matter." So the energy can be transferred to matter, but the matter is everything around us to begin with. So you have those two things. So kind of
Wait a minute,
to
who the fuck said some scientifical shit that I'm not okay with?
a new follow a new follower on Twitch. So the idea would be, to a degree, everything's a conduit for the energy. So, and it's the same thing when these people try to prove ghosts. What do they look for? They look for cold spots or hot spots or things, different things. Or when
Yeah, but
they're
all of which, and
a
I'm going to land on your side of the fucking topic here. All of which can be
Manipulated.
disproven
Yeah.
or manipulated by fucking air vents
I'm here to
and
educate.
Yeah, but on the other side,
shut the fuck up. All right.
on the flip
No.
side of
Not
that
you.
coin, who's to say it's not? Like, it's not real.
Science.
Well, see,
There's no
That's
way-
all I was looking for.
Yeah,
there's
but-
no way
Into
you
argument.
can completely disprove it.
But this, I can take this to what I call Batman theory, because
yep,
you use the
exactly,
same. You
right
use.
there.
I call it Batman theory, but
Yep.
you can use it on God. It's the same thing people use for God. You can't prove he exists, but you can't disprove.
Right.
Like it's. I call it
Then at that point, it just comes down to what we all individually believe.
right. Then it becomes into belief.
Then it's an argument of
Faith and belief is
Yeah.
what it turns into. But that's why I call it
Opinion.
Batman theory. Is
argument
it's
of
the
opinion.
like you've never seen me and Batman in the same room, right? I'm Batman.
I'm Batman.
You know.
I fucking love it. You've never seen me and God in the same room. You're correct. I'm God.
Yeah. I just.
Worship me, bitch.
science isn't infallible, though.
No, it's
There's many
Science
ways
is
to
proven
know about the
theory.
world.
was flat for how many fucking years?
right,
Right,
but
but science is proven theory, correct?
well, science.
not even
No,
Because
it's
you take a theory and you prove it multiple times,
Not even
becomes
that,
a
it's a
what do you
process.
call it?
There's-
Hypothesis
science
or
has
some
been
bullshit.
It's not
Well,
just A plus B equals
so
C, it's
science
complex.
isn't necessarily a like he says. There's a scientific process to prove a theory or disprove a theory, and if you're doing
Right.
it correctly, you're doing it as an unbiased. So as opposed to
Stop sneezing.
like
did you just
I was
shit your
about-
pants?
I was about to expel some energy.
Oh Jesus!
well, it's like so if we wanted to
Kinetic or not? I don't know.
to prove ghosts, we would set up an experiment where we did things to see if we could prove it. But to truly follow the scientific process, we have to set up a control and this and that. We can't. Yeah, you have to have your variables, and then you can't bias
Right.
your thing because we can.
No, because you run into science. Even science has variables.
Right. So
Science
Exactly,
technically.
right?
No, I don't know. I don't know.
so
And
we
what I
got
will
said
tell
if
right
you
now
guys
is
are
I have
sitting
no
here
fucking clue. I'm
BSing
just
who is
fucking-
growing my potatoes.
Who did what?
This one shot kill said, if you guys are sitting here BSing who is growing my potatoes,
Shut the fuck up, bitch. They'll be in the bag. All right.
migrant
got for you.
workers is
They
who's
will
growing your potatoes.
Hispanics. All right. They'll be in the fucking bag. They'll be on your shelf on Tuesday. Just
There's
shut the fuck up and
naturally
go to the
growing
grocery
Yeah.
store.
around right now. We don't need to be out there like
It's
Yeah.
nighttime. They're
Grow.
sleeping.
They're resting their eyes.
These are scientific taters.
Yeah,
These are scientific taters.
well, see, the
They
thing
will
about
be
science is that
ready to go in a
Better
couple
be.
weeks.
that better be, is that science is kind of living. It grows as time goes on. As
Well,
we learn more
here's-
technology.
Yeah, it's evolving. Science is always evolving. It's the idea of that.
Here's my favorite part of science: exception to the rule. Doesn't matter what it is. There's always the exception, right?
Well, yeah, because you can't.
Therefore,
typically,
disproving that
no.
science cannot be 100%.
No, not always.
I don't know. I don't know if there's an exception to gravity.
Well,
Yeah.
There is.
Well, but there's the exception
called
that
the
proves.
gravity chamber where you can, or the lack of gravity. where
Yeah,
they
because
train
if you
astronauts.
get at a certain height and a certain speed, you can recreate weightlessness. That's when they test for it at plane. But
that's where they land Tesla and his fucking fancy spaceship just outside of fucking I Wish You Were Gone, but real close to, yeah, you're going to be back in a minute or two.
But that goes back to I Believe I Can Fly. One Shot Kill is having fun.
I believe I can fly. Shut up, Michael
But-
Jordan.
That's where
Fucking deal with this.
2.5.
God, that sounds like Adam when he goes real hick.
Y'all's a huge.
There, a hoot and a
Actually-
half.
Actually, I call it Oster hooting. Have you heard of this? So when Adam would get on one of his rants or his tyrants, I would be, oh, so I see we're gonna Oster hoot today. And he would, goddamn right we're gonna, and fucking away you go. But
Well,
his old man Earl loved that too.
yeah. But that's where
This
even
is a great night. Don't fucking downplay this night.
oh yeah, Carly's kind of she's
What?
like, this is a mild night. Go check out other episodes. The One Shot Kill because he said we're a hoot.
Shut your cute
Oh, yeah,
ass
this-
up.
yeah.
Look, bitch. All right. You
Hmm.
tell me nothing. Your beard ain't got shit on this beard. All right.
He's arguing with, and odds are they're Indian. I'm
999.
just gonna throw it out there.
Yeah.
They're Indian.
999 Lucifer. He missed the fucking number by 3s.
Mhm.
Hey. But he says, shut your cute ass up.
Ooh,
Fuck you.
he would like to be
Shut
tickled
up,
by your
shit.
beard.
You come over here and comb this motherfucker. We'll talk. It's unruly.
Be careful what you're offering. He might just be like, all right, be there in 10.
Yeah, he's like,
Crack your head.
Be here in 10. New content right there on the podcast.
Yeah.
How about this?
one shot kill says
Strange
my wife's
man.
beard is longer than yours.
Five
Oh.
words.
Hey, you think she'd mind if I rub mine against hers?
I think your wife would mind.
My wife might give a shit, but I mean, probably not to the point of
What?
she
Yeah.
would pull out her camera phone and start fucking recording that
Yeah,
shit.
we were rubbing beards. Yeah, we got
Carly said, I didn't
Okay,
say it was
you
bad. I
boy.
was just stating. No, I.
Where the fuck were we? I don't remember what we were
well,
talking
that.
about.
Talking about
And one
science and-
and one
Science.
shot
Oh,
kill
that's
may
right,
be
how
willing
it's
to
never
rub beards with you.
100% correct.
Yeah, no, but that's where you get into the exception that proves the rule.
Right. The exception of the rule.
But this is still, we're also trying.
Just kidding. Yeah.
But he's like, this guy is too stupid to argue with.
Well,
Right.
we're also trying to explain something that nobody can explain until after they die, and then at that point they can't explain it because
Well,
they're
see,
dead.
this is the best part about the whole scenario that we're talking about. None of us have fucking grounds to stand on because none of us have died and answered this question.
Well, see, even with that is with the counts of
So
people
we're
that
all
have
full of
died
shit.
and,
Yeah.
You know, come back, whatever. Even their stories conflict.
Yeah,
Like
That's
have you
because
read
they're
any of
all a bunch of fucking idiots and can't land on
those?
the same
Anything
page.
4 guys on a double shot of dishwater and a basic
yeah,
salt apple
right. Yes,
I mean, don't get me wrong.
yes.
Don't get me wrong. They have struggled a feat that most can't by becoming dead and alive again. But at the same point in time, they're all idiots.
Yeah, well, and
Brings me back to Californian drivers.
no, Jesus, no.
They're all a bunch
Oh,
of fucking
Okay,
idiots.
here we go.
Don't be.
No, but you, well,
Your
you can.
shit's held together with a fucking paper clip.
It works perfect.
Fucking
Or
good
you
old
can
fashioned
have, like,
Idaho and
It is
engineering.
supposed to freeze tonight, so we'll see if me going down the freeway tonight.
Is it? Fuck, I haven't picked all my tomatoes.
Well,
Oh,
you better.
You better get out there, Farmer John.
Yeah.
Go pick them taters too.
No, I mean taters.
One
growing.
shot kill needs taters.
Yeah, well, you know, I have to buy them from the rest of the fucking tater
He
manufacturing
needs his
companies.
tater
down here.
wedges. God dang it.
But don't go to Idaho Pizza Company to get them.
Yeah, no, because they'll fucking tell you to suck it.
No,
Now I want potato wedges.
I think though that people who've had the near death or that come back from the dead, I would, even though I have no room to talk, I would still say it's that same idea, because your brain being a big, huge bundle of nerves, you kill that and then restart that, and how that fires off. Because think about when you dream, the amount of time you're actually dreaming is minuscule, but it feels like it's a long time. It's, what we dream in literally seconds feels like when you're in the dream, it feels like you've been there for potentially hours, but it was only seconds. So think of that in terms of being shocked back to life or something like that. So much. And when you're talking about dreaming is just our way of letting off all that extra in there. So these things they think they see and talk to, and that, it's like rebooting a computer, right?
Yeah, but once again, that's just a theory.
Right. And I can't.
There's no way you can prove that
I mean, we could try. What was the movie? You got Flatliners. We could go that route.
I've never died. What I will, or at least not to my knowledge.
Yeah.
There
was
was,
that
a couple,
one-
there was a couple nights where it was a little dicey.
Well,
one time in college.
well, no. there
I've
wasn't
drank
any
enough
times
a few times. It is
There
questionable.
wasn't any times in college, but what I will tell you is, I've had at least 6 concussions. Right, so in a concussion, I do remember certain things of later concussions that I don't remember in the first few, right? So that whole blank space, and that's one of the things that I'm going to say. People or humans are like the what is it? The most afraid of thing, or the most humans are most afraid of death, right? Because they don't know what it's going to do.
Scared of the unknown.
Yeah,
Right.
the fear of the
Right.
unknown is the big
Yeah.
thing. That's why everybody's afraid of dying.
So you're scared shitless of dying, right? Because you
'cause
don't know, but humans don't know.
You
Right.
can't confirm exactly what happens.
Well, and it's out of your control. If you know what happens, then you feel like you'd have some sense of control.
Right.
But if you knew for certain that you were literally just going to turn into dust and that nothing truly mattered, how would you live your life?
Well, I don't know that would necessarily play out, but
Become an adrenaline junkie, probably.
You could.
my thing is every time. So the first handful of concussions, I don't remember anything. Right? There's blank space. That freaks me out.
I had
That-
one bad concussion. I don't remember.
You don't remember shit, right?
Blacked out, came back to
You ever thought of what happened in that time that you don't remember?
Oh yeah, I tried to think
What
about it, but
exactly, right? You've put yourself in your own
just a
shoes
blank
where you were
spot
like,
in my memory.
what the fuck happened? And there's just
Terrifying.
nothing. It's literally like looking into a
Well,
a
that's the
jug and
reason that-
realizing there's nothing in there. Nothing.
That's the
just
reason
nothing.
dementia and Alzheimer's is so scary.
Right. I would actually be more afraid of dementia or Alzheimer's than death, because death is inevitable. Right? You're gonna die.
Well, right.
Right?
Well,
I
not
don't give a
only
shit if you're the fucking fancy. God chose you to be the newest prophet of the fucking Bible, and you lived 900 fucking years. Eventually, you die. That's what it is. Right?
All right,
Like-
so one shot kills us. If
Oh,
I knew
fuck.
nothing mattered, I would live my life different. I would go to Idaho and grow the best potatoes I could.
Get those purple taters.
Why did you
Jesus
have
Christ.
to not
This
need
guy is
anything?
fucking totally set up on the taters thing. I mean, fuck, we can grow tomatoes pretty damn good too.
Right?
Tomatoes.
Back
Well,
in
see,
the
back
winter.
Yeah,
on
but
the
there's
topic, though,
there's nothing like an Idaho potato.
get
No,
those
that's right. We
footlong
do it the
Yukons.
best, and unfortunately, the rest of you can fuck off because we are the best. So
Irish potato?
I swear to
All
God,
right,
I'll
so
punch
Brody,
you in the
'cause
fucking
this-
dick and the
That's
nose at
where
the
they
same
originated
time.
from.
Yeah, I was gonna say they.
I
like
don't
their-
give a flying fuck.
Sorry.
One shot kill says, "Hey, I am Irish, so just saying."
Hey, look, I don't give a fuck. You got red hair and you're 3 foot tall, and you are the leprechaun of leprechauns. Idaho does taters the best.
And a blurry show.
But we would be more than happy with you to bring us a pot of gold
Fucking A right.
and a.
Okay with that.
Brody,
But
calm
le-
down before you get punched in the dick.
Okay?
Leave
Just-
your rainbow at home. No.
Sitting over here in silence. Brody, calm down before I hurt you.
All right. I want to know, Brody. I want to know your version of the afterlife. What do you think it is? Because this is a
Well,
top.
mine's just based off of belief, but we already know this. We talked about this multiple times.
Yeah, but
he's asking
you, because this was your topic, really. So I.
just threw it out there because I knew you would love to talk about it.
Oh, that's fine. That's why we like those things. Normally, I just figured you were waiting to see if I would go after religion.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
You kind of already did a little.
Well, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, but I believe of religion as a control. And the reason religion ties so well into death and this thought of afterlife is it gives people hope that everything they're doing is all for
No,
naught,
it's
right?
repetition.
Also, what's wrong with hope?
Nothing's wrong with it. I'm just saying, not everybody necessarily needs that, but if it works for you, more power to you.
No, it's repetition and guideline.
Whatever.
I mean, it goes back to the brainwashing thing.
Or it's a control for sure.
I mean, if you think about it, it goes back to that.
That's what you guys want to believe. But that's
Yeah.
fine. I have no problem with that.
No, I just view it as
No, what that
That's why
God
he's
damn it,
asking
Brody.
what you think.
what do you
think?
think? I know what we think or what I think is quite evident. I don't have a problem sharing that. I want to know what you think.
I think it's pretty obvious, but I think by what I just said,
Yes. No, I'm interested in hearing.
that there's a heaven and a hell, and what you do here
Yeah.
determines on where you go.
and
Okay.
that is
What do you believe it's like when you get there? What's your version of that? If there is a heaven, no, I'm sure.
Really fucking just ganging up on me.
No,
Would you
I-
like
All these
the
eyes on me are
pressure?
making me
No.
extremely uncomfortable.
All right,
Hold on, let me
Alright.
look over
we'll
here.
look away.
Yeah.
We all look away.
That's almost worse.
It does not answer the question for itself, Brody.
It kind of does. a little bit.
Punch
No.
you in the fucking nards.
In the
No,
nards.
I just
Holy shit! I haven't heard
I
that
don't-
since the
I
early
don't care
'90s.
if that loses me a few points.
no. My curiosity with that
It
for
says
you
here
is
you punched so and so in the nards.
Nick
what
Oh.
you know.
Gryffindor.
I think most people's version of hell seems to be pretty similar. This idea of this fiery place and purgatory and being just tortured seems to be. I quite think
I
that if
could
they're
understand that, but it would for me look like the fucking mall.
well, I think the most torturous thing is your own personal hell being trapped in your own mind.
Well, and
Yeah,
that's
I
why
think
feel
that would
like you need
create
to do
the-
good things so you don't go to hell. But yes, because ultimately the only thing that can punish you more is yourself.
Yeah,
Like,
your
there's
ability to.
nobody can punish you like you can punish you.
So I think.
But I would love to know what Brody's
Yeah,
point is.
I mean, is yours a fire and brimstone thing, or what's your heaven? Is it this?
Classic Christian. That's me.
oh, okay.
Okay.
Did he ever touch you in the no-no square?
That's Catholic Catholicism.
Which version
Pretty
of
close
Christian?
to the same idea.
Nazarene?
Because if you look at all of it, it's literally the same coloring book
Sorry.
with different crayons.
One shot kill says
Disagree with
tortured,
that.
being married to a hateful woman for eternal. Eternity. Wait, so you're saying
I
I'm
can
in
see
hell?
where marriage would
just-
kill a
I'm
lot
jo-
of people.
I'm jo-
I hope your wife doesn't
Listen,
listen.
I'm just. It's a joke. Somebody had to make it. One person at the table had to make the joke. Yep. So I took one.
Two single losers. So,
Well, and one.
At this-
What the
Hey,
fuck,
whoa,
Brody?
hold on. At this point, not losers now.
Look, I'm just trying to make sure the one that lives here doesn't get kicked out of his own home tonight. Yeah.
Did that motherfucker
Okay.
just say what I think he said?
Yes. So
Well, Brock's loud enough. You probably don't even get that.
Why am I lumped in with the single losers?
one shot kill says someone's sleeping on the couch tonight. Well, I'm gonna go home and watch the game anyway, so good chance I may fall asleep in my chair.
Yeah, and I'll probably be on the couch anyways because after surgery, I'm still not allowed to sleep in my bed.
No, so you take a classic Christian, but like all the
Hold on.
religions tend to have a different version of what they think these
Yeah.
things are.
So are you talking about like the fucking you plummet thousands of feet into hell and then portray your story to the devil to create your level of
Well, now you're kind of going
coexistence and blah, blah,
Dante-ish.
blah, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Well, isn't I mean that's the picture that they paint.
Yeah, but
Here's where I
Dante's
will tell you
Inferno
where they
isn't a
paint that
total
picture. I've had to
Christian
deal
one.
with plenty of Christian Baptists. First
Well,
Baptist Church here.
And you
the
got to
fuck
pick your Baptist
local.
too, because there's First Baptist, then there's Southern Baptist, which
Right,
is a
but
whole
First
nother level of
Baptist-
yeah.
right, but as
Oh, those
far as
people are
First
fucking
Baptist
loons.
Christian,
Yeah, there's always crazies with anything.
right? But being the guy who's had to withstand the First Baptist bullshit that's fucking here, and the organized religion that's in town, that's the picture that's painted,
Yeah.
right? You plummet Dante's fucking whatever you want to call it, but you plummet and then you explain, and then from there, the journey of hell is what's created for you beyond what you've explained and handled, right?
Yeah.
Then there's the other side of which you
You got
I guess
purgatory,
repent and
depending on
fucking
which
go
one you
up
believe in. Yeah.
and float amongst the clouds with the angels and God, and you fucking
It's just
all
peaceful
that,
and you
right?
live out or just exist your days
I think
with
it's more that you exist, but you run a part of the circuit board that is Earth. You get your peace. And
well,
that's
but you're
your-
with all your loved ones and it's just all happy-go-lucky the whole time. See, that's what confuses me.
Yeah, I don't
That,
fucking understand.
well, about when you talk about heaven, it's like, okay, so everybody who's ever lived and died that did whatever they were supposed to do has gone to heaven, right? And then you get to be with your loved ones, right? So now you're just this one big happy growing family all the time. So it interconnects everybody, but see, that's where I think that's flawed, because I'd tell you, even if they all went to heaven, there's people in your family you just don't give a fuck about. Who says you want to spend time with them?
I think more of it lands in the Hollywood aspect, right?
Well, yeah, but then you have
Nowadays.
Well, nowadays, I agree
would
with
tell
you.
nowadays, right?
Hollywood's painted us this picture and
Yeah.
given us a visual, something that we can go grab onto and see and go, oh yeah, I bet it's like that, right?
But I think your organized religions,
Right.
I think your organized religions have latched onto them harder.
Right.
Knows.
Well, no, I get that. So that's why I'm
Right.
saying, in your head, what would your version be?
Peace and quiet.
No, and no,
Honestly, escape from my own thoughts.
it could be. Could it be where your heaven is a cabin in the middle of nowhere where you get to sit on the front porch in the rocking chair and just be at peace all day, every day, and not deal with anybody? I mean, it could be. We don't know. That's why.
Oh, yeah, that's why, yeah.
But I believe,
It's why
I mean-
I can imagine what I hope it to be, which would be something pretty similar to that. A nice secluded spot where if I wanted people to visit, they can come visit.
Right. I mean,
Surrounded by all my pets that I've had over the years.
ooh, but who wins out is there's rankings. I mean, these pets aren't going to be happy because they didn't know the other ones. How does that work out?
I love all my pets equally.
Yeah, I know, but they can't all share the same spot.
equal opportunities.
I
Pet
mean, you have
lover.
multiple dogs at home right now, don't you?
Yeah, and one stands out above the rest as whether it's my choice or not, claimed me.
Yeah, but like I've had multiple dogs at the same point, and one will choose one side, one will choose the other side. It's not a big deal.
No, I
Now we're just getting to animals.
yeah, I get that. I mean, the one I have literally follows me around all the time.
But it wouldn't. And then once again, if we're talking about heaven here, there's no jealousy in heaven, so animals wouldn't.
Well, which I seem odd too, because I guess if you say I have a mortal or a human thought process, is how do you just wipe that all away? Because if you've known everything you've always known and are still allowed to know all of these things, oh, have a good one shot kill. He's in Hawaii. It's late enough. He's bouncing.
Hey, have a good night, brother.
But I'm just saying, you you still all know
just
all
more,
the good
yeah.
and bad you've ever known. So what creates? How does it just separate out to you just have peace? And, God taps you on the nose and says, "Okay, you're at peace now." So everything you know, it just existed. It was a book. No, I know it's not, but
Carly
that's why.
says like the supernatural version of
Just
heaven.
because we don't understand how that works doesn't mean
No,
there's not a possibility.
Well, it says like the supernatural version of heaven. We all get our own door.
See, but even that is, well,
Ultimately, here's what I would tell you. I don't believe in the up and down like what you two are talking about. In the you go to hell, you're in hell. There's fire and pit and blah blah blah. But you go to heaven and it's all sunshine and rainbows and dogs and cats that you've owned prior and blah, blah whatever the fuck. What I would tell you is every person is going to relive not necessarily your heaven or your hell, but you're going to stand within the volume that you turned on, right? So say your radio goes from 1 to 11. That's the case of old school radios. You go in through your door and you either get a 6, 9, 1, 10, whatever the fuck it was that you turned on. What you put in is what you're going to get out, whether it be bad or good or whatever. Doesn't necessarily have to be heaven or hell, but you are reaching a portion of a punishment or a fucking reward of
So
to
you're
what
saying
you
if
put
you
out.
live like an all right life and you're an okay person, that's what you're doing.
What I would say is if you're going to be mediocre, you're going to be mediocre. Right? I'm the most mediocre person you've ever met in your life because A, I'm not fucking super bundles of kittens and rainbows, but at the same point in time, I don't want to kill everybody and off everything. So you land in the middle and hey, fuck it. You go to fucking
so you look at it
heaven
more as an
hell.
ethical thing.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, exactly.
Rather than a belief thing, it's more an ethical.
Same kind of reason why I run behind. I don't go to church. I go to my own church.
well,
If there's a fucking figure, I don't know his name. I don't know who he is. I don't know if it's a her or a him or a they
yeah,
or
but
them.
that
I
kind of
just
leads
fucking
almost
do me and
right, but that almost
Probably
leads
not a there then.
I'm
into
just either which direction.
it's an it.
It's in a hit. It's in the sewer. And wants
Well,
to know if I want my boat back.
but you get into the in that kind of scenario, it creates there's no actual hell, which certain religions believe there's no actual hell, but there's levels of heaven basically or the afterlife, which
Right.
to me still seems odd or weird.
What I would
I
prefer
mean-
to tell you is that I have currently a life to live, right? Now, in the afterlife, there will be God only knows what, or who only knows what, right? The way I can state it now is the way I live it in my mind currently is the best way to do it. Because currently, I don't know if it's going to be up or down or good or bad when I get there. So live it the way I want or how I think is appropriate to make this life worth a shit. Because at the end of the whole fucking thing, God only knows. Hell only knows. I don't know. The devil only knows. Whatever the fuck.
No, the devil's in the details.
Who's to say the lights don't just shut the fuck off?
I hear he wears Prada.
Right? I mean, you walk through the whole life and you're worried about what happens next time. I'm sorry, but right now, there is no next time. I only got one life to live. I only got. There's no.
But do
in
you?
this in this case, they don't.
You only
fucking
have
fire up the
one life to
respawn
live that you
button.
actualize in the moment. You may have
Right.
multiple lives
You can
to
go
live.
to the
Yeah.
egg theory in this case.
I love
because-
egg theory.
Absolutely, because you go to this point, and it's like, well, okay, maybe so and so's father only lived to this point, but you know what? He comes back, and he's so and so's father, and he's got billions of fucking whatever to do. Ultimately, you run into it. If I live for next time, I'm gonna neglect this time.
Yeah, but what if
I
you're
would actually
constantly
argue
living
against
for
that.
next time?
I mean, well, and most people will argue against it because, okay, I need to set myself up for next time. All right. So you need to make the layup shot. I'm making the layup shot. You're the guy who's throwing the ball against the backboard for me to fly in out of nowhere and dunk that motherfucker.
Well,
Right? That's the two different parts of egg theory right then and there.
no, egg
that make the
theory
point.
is egg
You're
theory
the
is
guy
where
laying it up at the
experience.
moment. I'm the guy dunking it at the moment. So next time, maybe it's me who's laying it up at the moment, and you're the guy dunking it.
Yeah, there's a little bit of the idea of, and I like the idea. Every lifetime, there's more than one lifetime, and
It's a percentage growth.
every lifetime is a different lesson, right?
And we're all God.
Well, we don't know.
At the end of the race.
Well, in egg theory, we're a god, not necessarily the
in
god.
egg theory, we're working to be
A-
100% of the God.
Right. But what happens when you become the god? That also implies there's other
don't
gods.
know,
Well, I know,
because
but that
we're not
implies
we're not 100%.
so it could just be this whole infinite loop. And maybe it's an infinite loop that you never become 100%. But you could do like, what is it? Is it Buddha and that whole is you're living all these lifetimes to eventually become self-actualized. And once you hit like that level, then you've reached nirvana or whatever. So this like floating just ball of energy
Right.
idea. I still
Here's
like
what
the
I'll tell
idea
you.
of the light at the end of the tunnel is just you coming out another vagina.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, just to add my 2 cents
Reincarnation,
worth is
ultimately.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of ultimately, if we're talking ultimately, is we all look through the same lens, the lens of humanity, but that lens is different colors for everybody. Because you could have a serial killer killing, sinners or whatever, thinking he's doing God's work.
Ooh, Frailty, great movie. You got to watch it.
I say, are you calling me? A
Have you seen
fucking
Frailty?
Colorblind piece
Nah,
of shit
I
right
know,
now.
I know the premise, though.
Yeah, you need
But
to watch it.
Ultimately, if I can use that word loosely, is not only are we not going to have any answers, and it's all opinion based, is at the end we're all human, and hope is something that is with varying degrees of discussion. We all need to some extent.
Well, you got to have
Well, it doesn't
hope
matter
and
what form it takes.
I think if you completely lose hope or faith, then it does become pointless, and that's where you get to suicide or death or like
Taking other people out.
taking other people out is when you start to fully.
Well, faith is just a form of hope. There are
Oh,
people that don't have to have faith.
No,
Well-
that's why I was saying you got to have kind of either, like you said, it's a form of. If you don't have hope,
Carly thinks that we are basically a broken record.
Kind of are.
First comment is truthfully, I believe we are just reborn. Then she says, I think we all keep redoing it till we make sure to do it the way we're supposed to. So ultimately, we're a broken record until we land on the correct line that makes us a completed record.
Form of hope is that
It-
hoping that this is just adding another piece to the puzzle. Eventually, you're gonna have a complete puzzle.
right?
It's to each their own.
Well, you could go with the same theory though that everybody who's ever lived and everything that's ever happened is complete, and we're just at different stages of that. Like, so we're just actualizing whatever stage we're in at the moment, but it's all been done
So
one
does
way or
that
the other.
land you in a alternate universe?
No, that lands you in a timeline. If you figure time is a loop, right?
But that makes you 100% a human all the time.
well, yeah, it's an
So
infinite
you
loop.
can't be a energized ghost of any kind, right?
Not
like
nec-
an
well,
entity or
Not
something like that.
necessarily, but are ghosts? See, there's the other theory of ghosts is it's time. Are they timelines bumping into each other?
Or it could do alternate or parallel universe.
Yeah,
Like, what if this is just another choice that you would have made in an alternate universe?
right.
An alternate timeline?
So the idea that
Hold
the
on. I'm
universes
trying
are
to beat off of the fact that Casey does not believe in ghosts.
yeah, he's trying to go back
Right.
to that, but
No, I'm asking because
Someone
I think
somebody just fucking ate shit
I
upstairs.
was gonna say,
Holy
We all
shit.
stopped at the same time. Like, what?
I didn't hear a scream or a cry, so
That's the only part that worries me.
yeah.
Just knocked out.
Just passed out on
Fuck.
the kitchen floor.
Now I'm gonna have to go look.
I hear something moving.
No, it's just the dog. Go right over to him.
Yeah, it's dogs running around.
Yeah.
That doesn't tell me whether or not somebody fucking got knocked unconscious or not.
Well, if you're that
Check
worried,
that.
go check.
I mean,
Oh,
how far are we into this episode?
Somebody's here. I could tell you that much. I'm
Your
gonna guess that my
sister?
sister's here.
Ash, that's probably where your noise is coming from. We're an
Um,
hour and a half into this episode.
Here's where I stand. Right? Casey says that ghosts aren't real. Now, when you transport from being a living being to a non-living being or to another living being, is there not a bypass in which case you could be a non-living being, right? Because, and I only ask this because Casey is an anti-ghost person,
Okay.
right? And not to say anything against that. I
No,
don't.
I don't
fucking
care.
know. I don't care. I
You
don't
believe
give two
whatever you.
shits.
I mean, that
But
goes back
here's-
to even like Brody. You was saying too. We can believe whatever we want to believe
Right. So
until you can
dig into that
show me
further.
something different than what I have seen. No, I'm not going to believe.
right. So to dig into that further, does that not make it a energy transferring
Well, and it
being
it-
in the mental state that humans see it as ghosts?
could be, very well could be. I don't know.
So in that case, would you claim it as a ghost that you
Ghost
could?
Of,
I don't fucking.
I wouldn't claim it as a ghost. No,
So what would you
Because-
claim it as?
because our idea of a ghost is a full separate entity, not a transference of our own energies. We view typically the view of a ghost is its own separate entity,
Well,
its
even
own
in
separate
Hollywood,
person.
Isn't that a transfer? Isn't
No,
isn't even
No,
in
because it's-
Hollywood? Isn't it even a transfer of death to life?
no,
ghost
because
is
it's
also described as-
trapped
Who's
between.
lost?
Yes, it's trapped between lost. So it's an energy that hasn't got to whatever its final resting place is. So it's still floating, but when
So
you're
you-
talking about it as a transference, it's not a transference for you or the energy around you. This is a transference of whatever has died and not made it to wherever the energy goes after it dies. And so it's floating around, living in whatever. But
That's what they call limbo.
yeah, I guess it's
Right.
stuck in limbo.
But isn't that the same thing that you would classify as somebody who went from living to non-living to living, even if it's a couple of minutes or if it's a couple of years?
Maybe. I don't
I've
know.
heard of ghosts being described as like an echo though as well.
So there is
Echo
claim.
energy that's
Yeah.
left behind by someone.
There is
Could be.
claim that standing as a person nowadays, you can hear a radio wave being a voice.
Well, that
somebody
goes.
telling somebody something years later as a reoccurring voice. I don't know
It could
what
be,
the
but
fuck you
that's
call
the
it, but an
same as I
echo.
could make that. Like he talks an echo, but I could also make that claim of, like I said, if I was to shut everything off, and we quit talking and just sat here, and all we were doing was breathing. Literally hear the electricity in the walls. What I'm saying
Right.
is, you take that and what you hear out of that, you could say, oh yeah, it's a spirit, it's a this, it's a that, it's a communication. A lot of the things we like to, I believe, a lot of the things we like to attribute to being a ghost is more just not necessarily an unexplainable phenomenon, but it's something that we can twist in our own head, taking
It's your imagination.
right, something in your surroundings that you know, because most people, not everybody, a lot of people would, but a lot of people wouldn't necessarily recognize that, oh, I'm literally hearing the electricity in the walls, right? They wouldn't think of it that way. Because and trust with all the stupid people shit do or shit that people do, that's one of those things. They wouldn't necessarily be like, oh yeah, that's just electricity. They'd be like, oh my God, do you hear it? There's a spirit, right?
Well, and we're limited by
Carly
what
is
we know.
surprised that I don't believe. I would have thought you did believe. You know, I used to buy into a lot of that stuff. I really did. It's just
To be honest with you, I will tell you that I buy into people's imagination is a lot further than they want to explain.
right.
Can be.
I
I-
believe that the most of people's imagination will get the best of them 100 100 out of 100%, because ultimately, yeah, well, there may be something that's there on the regards of, do I give a flying fuck whether you register that I'm in the same room as you as a ghost? No, I
Well-
don't give a flying fuck. Ain't nothing your
Uh,
fleshy ass is gonna do for me. To be honest with you, when I walk into it, it's like, wow, you're kind of fucked up, and I hope you go to the same place I go to when we go there, because, well, I like your imagination, my friend.
But this goes to, and this would be probably part of what's made me a non-believer is, I hate to say it, the drugs that I have done. You know, most people would be no, but I've seen what you can do with your own mind
No, to be
when
honest with
given
you-
those things. Because if you've ever had a hallucinogenic trip or something, that's your reaction to the drug, but your mind's doing it all. And when you start to realize what your mind is capable of doing on its own, its ability to create all of these things and make you question all this stuff, you're like, oh, well, shit.
Well, even the smartest minds don't. Well, I was gonna say of our time, like even of all time, can't explain everything that happens in a human brain.
No.
You can't. So
Dude, the thing's fucked up.
it is, and we are confined by. Well, it's like people with selective hearing. The same can be said of seeing, because people are gonna see what they want to see.
Yeah.
Because if they find something they're not familiar with or understand, fuck it, they can call it a ghost. Like,
Well,
No.
here's
it's the unknown.
here's the dying part to the fact that Casey says ultimately something can't be invented without seeing it first, right? Without having
You have to have reference.
right. Okay. How come blind people can draw? Because that
Touch.
that creates
Memory.
the intelligence that the brain has to create um a fuck. I literally just said the word a minute ago. Shit.
Invention?
No.
Oh, I don't know what word you're
Imagination,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
An
but
imagination to create.
like Eric said, by touch and description, they can get that.
Essentially, yes, but somebody who can
I would tell you,
uh,
no blind person just starts to draw. Like they don't just sit down and start drawing. It all has to reference. It's still there's a reference point.
It's
Anything
like
you
blind
do
people learning
comes
to read.
from a reference
with a
point.
reference, sure. Okay, but that a reference creates a much more blanketed statement than you had to see it to invent it.
Right.
So
Well, does that say that
ultimately,
blind people can't invent?
Well, and I didn't say you.
that's what I'm saying.
So, you mistake what I say. Even inventing, you are creating something new, but in that creation, every piece you've put to it is referenced off of something you've already seen, whether it be a shape, whether it be a motion. And Brody has
all
something
right,
to say.
Brody, say your fucking shit, because you've been over here playing with your fucking microphone.
No, he had something to say. What were you gonna say?
He did.
I
He
forgot.
he brought his arm
You
up.
both interrupted me,
and
and
then-
then what I was gonna say. It was something. Oh, you said with the drugs.
Oh.
That the shit you've seen while on drugs. That's why. But how do you know that the drugs just didn't open your mind to be able to see things that you couldn't see without them?
Well, and that's quite possible, but at the same
This
time,
helps me with my theory.
it does. But where I'm not
I'm
gonna
good.
crash your theory, but I'm gonna go back to what
Thanks for paying attention.
I was trying to get salt out of my mic.
the other portion of that maybe they are, but I still go back to what Eric said. Most of it is we try to label things we don't understand or experience. I would say maybe it's not so much I don't believe, or more I'm just okay with there being the unknown. I'm not going to label anything that I can't explain and be like, yep, it was a ghost. unless I see a true apparition appear, not some photo or video where you can play with light, until I see it with my own eyes. And if I see it while I'm tripping balls, I'm going to associate it with the drugs. That's just what I'm going to do. Yeah.
I was just saying.
But you're right. Maybe that is what opens it up. But because of those experiences, I can tell you I'm less, I don't want to say less afraid of the unknown, but I'm more willing to accept that there are things beyond our ability to explain, but I'm not going to be afraid of them necessarily. And I think that's more the thing is we strike out the unknown and make it something we should be afraid of, not necessarily to question.
I would say that lands more in Hollywood.
Yeah, but we buy in.
Can be.
I mean, it can
I'm
be,
not
but
saying we don't buy into it.
But take it out of Hollywood. Go back before we had Hollywood, and you'd have tribes of whoever.
But ultimately, I mean, it's Hollywood. Even if you go back into the day of non-Hollywood, blah blah blah, right? Before there was television, before there was all that shit, you're still buying into a larger group of bullshit that ultimately is broadcast onto you by a
shaman, a priest, you're told legends or stories.
I mean, I'm a group of people who feel as they are more powerful than you are.
Yeah, so
whether it be religious or in natural everyday life.
Well, right, but if I come off
same scientific bullshit that you get from fucking Brad
I love you
Pitt.
say scientifical, by the way.
Well, that's only scientific bullshit that you can't stand behind the same as what's his face from Top Gun. Right?
Oh, yeah, I hate that dude.
Okay. So you land behind that group.
Yeah,
Scientology, scientific, whatever bullshit.
Carly says to me though, so explain me. I believe I've never done any drugs that caused me to see anything. Okay.
Well, I might be able to answer that one.
Okay.
I have also not done any drugs that have caused me to see things. People who have trying to explain to people who haven't, there's a disconnect.
Well, they're going to be. You don't have that experience.
You don't have the experience trying to explain something.
I will tell you, it's the same. It's the worst. The most horrifying tool in warfare is the human mind.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So why would it not be the same thing?
Well, we do weaponize
in imagination.
it. I mean,
fear tactics, psyops.
Same thing in imagination.
Well, that's what it is. You're creating, the
human brain is the most dangerous thing to human society.
Right.
It is literally the only thing that can stop or make you proceed in doing something. Is your imagination.
Then we can ask the question: are we all just in the Matrix and just a computer?
I don't know
program?
about that. I think at a certain point.
Oh yeah, well, somebody watched a movie and thought it'd be great. Anyway.
Well, as humans, this isn't just a supernatural ghost thing. It could be in any aspect. Your average human going into a situation or against something they don't understand. What do? They draw from what they know.
Yeah.
They draw from what they've already experienced, already seen.
Well, and that was my point earlier.
At a certain point, you have to have some basis of imagination.
Yeah, but your imagination comes from reference points.
Something. Yeah, imagination is you can think outside or try to think outside the box as much as you want. You still have to draw from a foundation, and that foundation could be whatever.
Says somebody who has to look at an imagination they see through an open eye. Right?
What?
We've never asked this to a blind person, right? So you can see. Now, granted, you have glasses, you have a prescription to see correctly, right? Casey does not, I don't, right? But this is only an observation that we can see because we can see through both open eyes or one open eye. But
again, they're still working off of a reference point.
It doesn't matter whether it's a reference point or not. They still can be able to draw from something that's more, and even still, are they not open to an imagination that may be just slightly a little bit different than ours?
Well, everybody's imagination is different.
See the painted picture just because they can't see the painted picture doesn't mean they don't have an imagination. They can draw them a future.
Yeah, but
right?
I think you're missing, and every time we've had this talk, you're missing my point. We all still have to draw off a reference point. They don't come out of just nowhere. You
But
don't
we're talking
magically
about
get
the
this thing.
beyond life, right?
Well, yeah,
Which would imply that you have to have a
we don't have a reference point
Well,
for.
right.
So we don't know, and all we're doing is we're creating an afterlife in our own heads off of reference points we have in life.
Doesn't even have to be off a reference point. You're still creating a alternative to it.
Well, it's like making it. It's like building a skyscraper. Is
You can still draw abstract art, right?
Well, yeah,
I mean,
Same
that's-
kind of ballpark.
Yeah,
is it
I can
not?
color on a piece of paper in any form and call it art. I mean, art
Right.
is subjective as it is anyway.
Right.
Everything is based off of something else. To
And
a
being
greater or
subjective,
smaller degree.
it's based off of something you'll reference it to, because you're going to look at it and it may remind you of something, or it looks like something, and then you'll create. It may remind you of something that you have an emotional attachment to. So then now you see something deeper within it. I mean, that's anything. You look at a
But
great.
we're talking about an alternative that doesn't have, or an alternative life form that doesn't have a reference point.
No, but that's why if somebody says we draw God as a human, right? And it's because somewhere somebody wrote we were made in his image, but it's because the only thing they'd ever seen, right? Another human.
Mhm.
So God's got to be a human, right?
So you
Right.
draw from what-
Unless you look at what is it, evolution,
Well, right.
which
But
changes that.
same
but
thing.
yes.
When we talk about aliens, they have human-like features. They do.
That's your ballpark.
No, I'm just saying.
I
But
don't
I'm
fucking
saying
know.
when we talk about it, we reference it off. Same thing. An angel. Why do they have a halo? Why do they have wings? Somebody said, well, they got to be a little different than humans. I've seen a bird. Angels are up there. Well, they must fly. So let's put wings on them. What I'm saying is everything we create, we pull it off of a reference, and we may mash it all together to make something new, but all of it has a foundation that we can reference, that we've seen tangibly, even if it's looking at a rock wall and the water has washed a design in it in some way over time with erosion. We go, gosh, I like how that flows. So we take that and put it to something else and start putting these things together. But it all comes off a reference point, even if it's so slight that you saw somewhere else, but somewhere it's stuck in your mind.
Right, but we're talking about an alternative life, I guess, or
Well,
whatever you want to call it.
yeah,
It's
we're
only built off of our imagination. So how can it be anything that we've imagined?
well, you won't know until you're there.
Right,
And then once you see it, then you'd have a reference point. But
right. But
that
where's
goes back
that
to
say that your common ground of ghosts don't exist land in that ballpark of who fucking knows, right?
well, it does land in the ballpark of who fucking knows. I like to believe they don't exist. That's my own personal thing. Could they? Absolutely. I don't see how they do. There's not enough evidence for me to go, yep, I believe they exist. So I haven't found enough things that I go, okay, I reference this, and this. Okay, I believe it exists. Does it mean it doesn't exist?
So
No.
it's a factual reference
I want,
that you're looking
yes,
for.
I
that
need
makes
factual.
sense. Okay.
Tangibility.
Yes,
Okay.
I need
All right.
tangibility.
I'm out.
Again,
that's all right. I got it.
That goes back to Batman theory. I don't like to believe just to believe. Just to
I
say,
still feel like if we put you in the right fucking place, your mind wouldn't play the imaginational trick on you that drove you out of there.
oh, it would. We had this
Therefore,
conversation
there has
one.
to be a slight belief.
No, we had this conversation actually with Dave about something jumping out of planes.
Okay.
Even strapped. No, I like the fear of heights. Like you couldn't get me to jump out. Well, you'd be fine. You'd be strapped to somebody. I don't care. I get like.
it.
Well, no,
Man,
but my
I
thing
don't
is
give a
like.
shit.
So here's the thing.
Done it.
When we talk about that, I like flying, right?
Uh-huh.
But I don't
Kind of like flying too.
like heights. But so I guess the other thing is
I'm
here.
cool with heights.
Here's a better way for me to put it. I'm not a motorcycle guy, right?
All right.
But if you put me in a car and say go 200 miles an hour, I'm like, okay, fuck it, I'm in. If you put me on a bike and say go 200 miles an hour, I tell you you're crazy. I'll fucking kill myself. But what's the difference? If I wreck,
Okay.
He likes the safety.
I
The
like
cage.
I like the illusion
The
of
net.
the safety.
The net.
Yes,
That's what you're okay.
I realize that I am no safer in either scenario, but mentally, my brain says, "Yeah, you got a cage, you're
Well,
good."
I mean, you're kind of safer in one
No,
scenario
well,
than
not
the
going,
other, but
not
yeah,
really, because going 200 miles an hour, if I'm going that fast, whatever I hit, I'm pretty well fucked.
Structurally, it's been proven the other direction.
Well, but
Well,
what I'm
no,
saying
I
is,
mean, not necessarily that, but it has been proven.
but
that
even if
safety
I was
and
an
blah, 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 blah.
experienced rider, blah blah, I don't even want to try to be experienced enough to go that fast, right? Like in my head, I won't allow myself to even
Right.
try it because I go,
It's a mental block.
yes, correct.
Yes.
And I know it's unreasonable, but I still can't get past it. So that goes back to what I'm saying is, could ghosts exist? Sure. I haven't seen anything that makes them, and I want tangible, but not everything we do. It goes back to the same thing with a lot of people. Not everything we do is rational. As rational as we want to be, we're not rational. As rational as you think you are, you're not. And like you
But
say,
wait
the
a minute,
imagination, I
isn't-
could put myself in a place if we went into an old creaky dark house where I could create all of those scenarios. But at the end of the day, even if I run out of there because I'm like, nah, I'm just too creeped out.
Isn't rational though just a creation of the imagination?
To a degree, yes.
I mean, isn't
Well,
rational?
it's a
only
term
the
used to.
determination that makes you feel safe.
Well, rational is a term to define a group consensus of thinking. So we, as
Right.
a whole, we've come to a consensus that says, yeah, as a whole, we all agree this is rational, and we agree that this is irrational. Now you're going to have some variation in
So
there.
you're just setting the baseline.
Yeah, you're setting a baseline. So in my head, right, going back to the motorcycle and the car, right, I know that going that fast either way is potentially dangerous, right? But
You feel rationally
I make
that it's more safe in a cage than it is on a bike.
correct, even though I know ultimately that's irrational because my safety is compromised either way going that speed.
Right.
Ultimately, it's compromised either way.
In a hypothetical situation.
Yes, I'm more willing though to take the risk because in my head I can rationalize the car than I can getting on the bike.
Right. You can imagine
But that's because
how much more safe or how much safelier it is.
Yeah,
to
but
crash in a
that
car than a
becomes
bike.
my experiences have dictated. I've been in a car, right? I drive a
Mhm.
car. I managed to do that okay. I've gone fast in a car and it turned out okay.
Right.
I've never rode a bike, so I don't really know how to ride a bike. So there's the
Mhm.
first problem. So if I don't think
There becomes the imagination of death. And
yeah, so then I'm going
illusion of security.
right now.
Right.
It's lost because I don't know what I'm doing.
I love how he looks at me like I'm the idiot. But how do you figure?
No, he's trying to
Wait.
No.
You know where this stands?
Huh.
I'm a 1 in 3.
What do you mean you were 1 and 3?
I'm a 1 in 3 in the fact that I'm standing outside of the box looking in, or I'm standing inside the box looking out.
Yeah, either
right?
way.
So either which direction, I'm a 1 in 3 opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know
Well,
that our
I
opinions
would tell
completely
you that I'm
lines
about
up.
a 1 in. I'm a 1 in 2.5.
Yeah,
Because Eric is okay to believe one way or the other. You can tell that he's working his mind to go. There's a point. I don't.
I think, in my
there's a
opinion,
point.
Eric is trying
But
to find the common ground between the
Right.
two.
Where
Brody
Brody and
is
you
just
have
taking it all
decided
in.
on the same thing. I feel that it is safer to crash on a bike than it is to crash in a cage. I have crashed in a bike. I've crashed in a cage. both of which I walked away from fairly unscathed. But I will tell you that I walked away from both bike accidents a whole lot better than I did walk away from the caged accident.
Well,
Now
And
that
Brock-
is proven. I don't know what to call it, but
Yeah.
it is proven.
but your
Science.
That's
I
your
don't
reference
fucking know.
point.
but your experience gives you
Right.
that reference
There's a
because
reference
I've
point there.
never had that experience,
Right.
but I have this other experience and I use that as my reference. Also, in turn, gives myself my own mental block that says I'm not willing to go have that experience.
Right. So here's the question that provides to both. If you've never had either experience, how do you decide on that?
What if you rode a bicycle
Yeah.
or a scooter or you skateboarding? You
Right.
still draw from somewhere.
We're talking about
Or you draw
two things that you don't have an experience.
No,
from,
but you
right?
can still
How
get
do
a
you
reference
draw
point.
a conclusion on it
You go to a
without
thing.
a reference point?
So,
to it.
okay, here's your reference point. How do I take a car out of it? We're talking about a bike. What made me
Bicycle. Fuck it.
Well,
Go to a
no,
bicycle.
here's your reference point of what scared me off of a bike from being a small kid. My mother's one of her brother died in a motorcycle accident. So there's my reference point. I have a family member, never knew that particular family member, but I hear the story, right? Boom, died on a motorcycle. Well, in your head, especially as a small child, oh shit, I never want to get on a motorcycle because that could happen to me.
Mm-hmm.
And now that starts out. Now my reference point is somebody else's experience
Hmm.
that I've been told about. But as a small child, I've ingrained that in my head, and year over year over year, death, all I associate it with because of the herd experience.
Hmm.
My herd reference point is, oh, I associate getting on that with potentially dying. I'm out.
Right.
But I still have a reference point because
But here's my question to somebody who doesn't have that, right? Somebody who's born blind, deaf, fucking mute, whatever you want to call it, doesn't have a reference point to that. Are they just they're out? Like there's no reference point that they have. So how can they continue to take a reference? Obviously, as being a blind person getting on a motorcycle or behind the wheel. Of
Well,
a
the
car
reference
or
point is that
bicycle or
I
whatever.
can't
Their
see,
reference
so
point
I
is
don't know how
possible.
to.
Okay,
Yeah, the
but
reference.
what difference does that make between that and their imagination?
Well, think about it like this, Brock. Can blind people dream
Well, that's
if they haven't
ultimately
seen anything?
that's my question.
Well, we'd
Because
have to
Casey
ask a
says that
blind
it has
person.
to be off of a reference.
It does.
So in that same sense of the fucking form, and not to say that in a derogatory way. I know I say fucking, but that's
Alright.
just I'm retarded and I like that word. But in the same sense of the word, if you were blind from the beginning or deaf from the beginning, right? In this case, and somebody looked at you and said, "Hey, does a tree fall down in the woods? Does it still make the same sound?" Wait a minute, I didn't know it made a sound in the first place, right? Well,
They
so
draw
there's a
from
lack
their
of
other
imagination, correct?
No, they just draw from their other senses.
But this is the same thing you said. I asked the same
Yeah.
thing 3 weeks ago.
Yeah,
and
it's
we said the same thing. Was they have all their other senses that they can.
right. So is there
Right,
dreaming
so if the
not
tree falls and you're deaf, that means that what?
You can
still
feel the
feel the-
vibration.
Right, but do you still feel the vibrations if nobody's around to feel the vibrations?
No, but it's still
Does it
happening.
still make the same vibration?
Yeah, but that's if we're gonna go. The tree falls in the woods and nobody's there to hear it. Does it still make a sound? And there's a difference between a noise and a sound. Yes, it still makes a sound because the sound exists without being heard.
Was
a
that
noise
only
does
because
not
your
exist
imagination
without.
makes the sound?
No, it's. I mean, it's a reference. You hear it. The vibrations. I mean, that goes to biology of how your ears work to hear it.
Right, but does it not land the same way?
No,
the imagination
so what you're not
creates
under-
a sound.
What you're not understanding, your
Right.
imagination doesn't create a sound. A sound is something that actually exists. A
But if you
noise
were
has
born
to be
without-
heard.
If you were born without the ability to hear anything,
But
does it still sound the same way?
no,
No,
it's a vibration. It's a
Exactly.
feeling.
Deaf
Feel the
people
crowd
enjoy
feel it, though.
concerts. 'cause
So
they can
then why
feel the
can't blind
vibration.
people have an imagination without seeing something?
They use their other senses.
They do. They use their other senses. It's just not visual. There's still a reference point.
We dream
Okay.
in pictures because we can see.
I'm gonna give up. I'm gonna
You're-
quit.
We dream in pictures and sounds because we can do both.
Yes.
Right.
Blind people
But as
dream
somebody who
in-
can feel and think of a different alternative, because my mind is not closed to the option.
We're
of
breaking
imagination.
Brock, Wayne. And yes, we are still on, but we're another couple hours in, so we're gonna wrap up here soon.
Yes, I just feel like people who have an imagination can create something without a reference
Yeah.
point.
He said, "Good to
Thank
see
you
you're
again.
still on."
Even
Yes,
though
thanks for
everybody
rating
else
us, Wayne.
would like to decide otherwise.
Well, you see, this goes back to you keep
I'm giving the human brain the benefit of the doubt,
And
where
that's
everybody
fine.
else is tearing it down.
Wow.
Because you
Okay.
claim that there has to be
No,
a
I'm
sense
just
of
saying-
some
No,
sort that creates
saying-
that
I'm
envision.
saying the human brain adapts to disadvantages that everybody has.
yeah.
No, what I'm saying is that
No,
the
I'm pretty sure
envision.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
No.
I was-
All right. Okay.
Uh,
All right. Nope. You got it. You got it.
Not saying that.
This is just
Not
one of
saying
those
that.
that you want us to believe one way, we believe it another
I'm
way.
trying to open your mind to something that your closed minds can't perceive. Where you think the exact opposite. You're trying to open my mind to something that my mind is close to perceiving.
That's probably the best way to.
No.
No,
It's a two-way path, right?
No.
I'm
I-
trying
It's
to
just-
make you believe in
stands
something that
disadvantage
you don't want to
and agree,
believe in, but
disagree.
you are also
Well,
trying to believe.
I mean, at this
make
point,
me
the only
believe
way
something
this
that-
stops is you agree to disagree.
Well, right. I mean,
I-
ultimately, you run into a bypass.
Well, yeah, if you're going to believe it that way, no matter what we say,
Right.
and vice versa, no matter what you say,
Well, I
we
mean-
have our belief system, and
Everybody looks at it as the same way. If you can create a valid argument that creates enough of a doubt in mine,
yeah, but
then I can transfer over to the dark side, or
What?
I
No,
can
well,
move over to that.
we're
side,
not.
right?
Nobody's trying
Same
to put
way
you on
other
the
direction.
dark
No,
side.
Same way the other direction. If I create enough of a doubt in your vision of the
Yeah, but
process,
this
then you
is
you come over to
obviously
my
an
side,
argument
side,
that
right?
neither one of us is going to provide what the other needs to cast doubt on their own argument.
Exactly.
So-
Well, that's what I'm
yeah,
saying.
it's an
You run
agree to
across this
disagree
argument where you have a closed mind on both sides, and there isn't going to be
Yeah, you're not
Doesn't
gonna.
matter how
Right.
valid each are.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
just not gonna agree or listen to it. I mean,
Right.
I get that.
it's
I
just
get
1
that.
on 3 in this case.
Yeah,
So
I'm so lost.
that's
It's
the only
okay.
difference
One
in
on
the
two, and fucking one person's just
I know we
Trying
got a
to make
little
sense.
metaphysical there. For
no.
me.
Yeah.
I mean, you run into the situation where it is what it is. That's the largest. You guys will never see it the same way that I do.
correct.
Right.
Yeah.
It's the same
all I
reason
was saying.
why
was-
Eric can drink out of or eat different fucking foods for breakfast, and certain people can't fucking handle looking at the truth.
I have a steak
It-
for breakfast.
you know
all
what
the
I mean?
I'm
time.
saying
Or
is that
rotisserie
it's
chicken,
scientifically
or
proven
pork
that
chops, or
when
pork
someone
roast.
doesn't have one sense, their other senses are heightened.
Right, but it still doesn't play to the sense of the imagination.
Because we
It
can't
has to
define
play into-
imagination.
has
It
to.
can't, because the
if you've
imagination is the
never-
only thing that you can't
If
curb.
you've never seen the color blue, how do you know what blue is?
It
How
doesn't
can you
matter because,
imagine- you
again, to the sense of the form, you
you
can't
don't even know what
control
color
the
it is because
imagination.
You've never seen it. You can't imagine something you've never seen.
Right, but if the brain understands it differently, it doesn't matter if you see it or not.
Well, it's like colorblind people. Like at Chase at work, you can describe.
Oh,
what,
Jesus
What
Christ.
is it? Is it green and red? Whatever.
Green and brown.
Yeah.
Brown. Well,
Or
I
orange.
thought it was
That's
blue and
orange.
green. I don't fucking
Oh
know.
yeah, but green and brown happens. My dad's
That's why I
colorblind, and
yell
he,
out at him, "It's yellow!" when he's
well, my dad's colorblind, and growing up, we had these amber glasses, and he'd always be like, "Hey, go get me some water in one of those green glasses." And I was like, "What green glasses? We don't have green glasses." I was like, "What are you talking about?" And it was because he's colorblind, and the amber glasses to him are green. So but you can make that an existential question of who's really right. who's really the colorblind one? Are we the colorblind ones and they actually see it correctly? But that goes where we go to consensus, and that's where rationale comes in. It's an agreed consensus, then we consider it rational, that enough of our surrounding people
It's
look
a
at
herd
it and
mentality.
well,
the herd
yeah,
mentality.
but that's
If enough of us think it's okay, then it's okay.
yeah.
Or enough of us see it as
Well,
right, it's right.
I don't know if that's a herd mentality. It's more of like 80% of people see it this way. So this must be what it is.
Right.
We-
Even if 80% of them are wrong.
85% of people say that's blue, and the 15% of people say, or 10% say no, that's green, and 5% say no, that's.
It
yellow.
just goes back to majority
We're gonna go
rule.
off of what-
Well, right.
you know,
you go by majority
The
rule
mass
because
sees it
there's-
one way.
Even if they're all wrong, they're right because more of them see it.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean
But I
that's
get
what you.
that.
Upon the majority can still be wrong.
Well, yeah, it's
Just
all
because
based
everybody
off of-
believes it doesn't make it right.
perception.
Not in the fact that 80% of people see that as blue,
Yeah, but that's just their perception. Their perception could still be wrong.
but it lands as right because majority claims that that's blue.
Well, going back to the census thing is,
And currently, you see that as blue, which
No,
makes
it's
you.
green when he's on it.
Well, I mean, that would put you as part of the 10% that sees it as green. See, so ultimately, it doesn't. I mean, you land in a land of non-factual statements. You land on a non-stable argument, one way or the other.
it's-
Even if you're the majority or the minority.
well, it's trying to argue definable versus the non-definable, and I know he's trying.
Yes,
to
I know. The two of you have decided otherwise, and I'm the fucking moron, and we're gonna move on.
No,
with
it's
life.
not that. It's
But I agree.
No,
I am
no.
also arguing an uphill battle.
No,
But-
it's not even an argument.
We're just kinda going over the same thing.
The where it's gotten to now is the circle. We're just gonna go around in circles. So let's move
Yeah.
on to something that's not just gonna be chasing our tails.
Right.
Fair enough.
That's
what I'm getting at.
yeah.
Most people will call the end when they don't see it.
And this goes back to you're just
The hateful look I just got
Yeah,
at Brody was like,
it's-
you motherfucker.
You're literally just repeating yourself at this point. So
He's just keeping the circle going. It's time to go to a
I'm
would you rather.
ultimately- Just fucking with Brody.
Yeah.
Get us to a different circle.
All right. It's a would you rather time. It's
Hmm.
would you rather time. And we've held 9-10 viewers the whole time on Twitch. So we appreciate everybody on Twitch. So here's your would you rather. Would you rather pee a ping pong ball or poop a bowling ball?
Oh Jesus! I've pissed a kidney stone. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I think we'll just take it on a literal sense. You're gonna push a ping pong ball out your pecker,
Well, okay.
or
I
you're
don't know if a bowling ball. I don't think either one is.
or you're gonna stretch your. Well,
That's not the question.
it's a would you rather. If it was physically possible on a literal sense, which one would you rather pass?
Bowling ball. I'd rather blow out my sphincter than blow out my pecker.
Yeah, bowling ball. I'll take.
I can
anal
get
tear.
a sphincter transplant. I mean, can I get a pecker transplant?
Well,
I'll take some anal tearing and some stitches back there
Oh.
over flaying my penis.
Just splitting like a grape, getting that ping pong ball out.
Nathaniel on Twitch said, "Pee a ping pong ball." See,
Yeah,
It's-
That's
Yeah,
pain.
okay.
well,
This
I mean,
man likes
Nope.
pain.
Both
I'm
of
in.
those are
I'm in.
painful.
I'm peeing a ping pong ball. You know why? Same
'Cause
reason.
My penis is huge.
That wasn't what I was gonna land with. but
I
here's
got the
thing.
urethra the size of a silver dollar.
Here's the thing. You pee a ping pong ball, and I'm gonna tell you right now, peeing is a 3-second thing from now on.
Yeah.
Just like,
What?
Done. You're done.
I
You
was
walk
gonna
away.
say,
All right, I'm done. I'm walking away.
There'd be no holding your piss in there.
yeah. At that point,
Connected to a tube all the time.
Right,
Yeah.
but here's my question.
I'm alright with wearing a diaper and shitting myself the rest of the
I was gonna say, would you prefer to shit down your
I
leg
don't
every
know
time
if
you're
I'm
in
ready to
public?
be a fucking
Mm-mm.
faucet every
Nope.
time I gotta go.
Mm-mm. Rather be a
No,
faucet.
not
Hey,
even that.
You know
Think
what I
about
gotta
it
do right
for
now?
like so for.
Done. Away we go.
All right, their argument for being able to do it is you can aim it and shoot someone with a ping pong ball.
This isn't a fucking marshmallow. This isn't a marshmallow gun. You go.
Well, but imagine the velocity it would come out when it finally popped,
Oh,
just for the
fuck.
pressure it would take to actually push
That
it
would
out.
have recoil.
Yeah,
That would have recoil in your pelvic area.
But I
Putting my
can-
penis
I can tell you either one. If you knew that was going to be the case, you would be in tears before you did either one.
You
Just
know how many people like cry trying to pass kidney stones?
well, right. That's
You're gonna go pass a ping pong ball.
yeah. No.
At least
I'll
it's
take the
hollow.
bowling ball.
King West says, "Sup, Casey?"
Oh, that's Wes from California.
Oh, what's up, Wes?
Shouldn't you be in bed?
Yeah, but I mean, then again,
Yeah,
he
they're an
could
hour
probably
behind.
Say the same thing about you.
Yeah. Well, I part of me wants to wrap it up because I have a recorded football game I want to go watch. So, but that's okay.
I'd still stick with my.
I'm gonna go with the bowling ball too, also because have you ever had that giant satisfying shit? Like it's gonna be
Yeah.
painful in the moment, but afterward
Your
you're like,
asshole's gonna burn.
yeah,
Right, but you
But
know what I
this-
never
the
had with my
feeling
kidney
of
stone?
when you finally get past that point of no return on that bowling ball.
yeah.
Where it's just gonna slide the rest of the way out.
You
Yeah.
know what I never had with my kidney stone? After the fact. Before the fact, yeah, it was like, fuck, I have to pee. And you would whip it out and try to pee, and it was like, nope, there's blockage. And it would hurt. Yeah, sure, it would hurt.
Yeah, but did you pass the kidney stone through your?
Yeah. Through the old pecker shaft?
Oof.
Mm-hmm. In the
No,
middle of the fucking alfalfa field, standing next to an international.
with
yeah.
tears running down your face.
I thought I
As
was going
the-
to cry, but
oh.
you know what happens?
What?
Fucker releases. That fucker releases, and
Yeah, right? That's not even
you
good.
feel amazing.
He
it-
watched.
That fucking thing cuts loose like a fucking shot out of a 45, and you're standing there going,
Yeah, I bet it's a huge relief.
and then there's nothing after that.
Because isn't that the theory of pissing razor blades? Like it feels like you're pissing razor blades.
Yeah, I mean, they call it that, but painful up to the point, yes. And you know what? To be honest with you, I would not want to have the painful after the fact. Because tell me which one of you motherfuckers wants to shit a fucking bowling ball, rip your asshole from fucking Timbuktu, and then fucking have to deal with eating Taco Bell a week later and fire saucing your ass crack.
Hey, you lay off the Taco Bell.
I was gonna
All right,
say
I'll give you that.
you
but
would
who the fuck
adjust your
wants to eat a
eating
taco
styles.
without Cholula or something along those same lines.
Well, it could go both
You take a
ways.
break from the-
So what? You just eat Pop Tarts and peanut butter and jelly sandwiches?
Yeah.
You're not
Yeah.
strong enough.
I
No, I'm
just-
not.
You are not strong enough.
Oh,
I
man.
I come in with birria tacos, not
Nope.
juice sauce.
If I knew what was going on back there,
Oh no, I come in with birria tacos and juice sauce.
this man thinks I'm weak.
You're gonna shit fire. And I'm gonna tell you right now, shit and fire on an open wound probably ain't gonna be that great.
Well, either
Telling
way,
you right
you're
now.
shredding your
But I'm
ass.
not
Well,
pissing
that's-
out hot
Yeah.
sauce.
maybe he likes the burn.
I mean, maybe he does. I don't know. But
I'm
either
just
which
saying
fucking
that
direction,
relief feeling when
ping
you've
pong ball.
taken the massive shit that just flushes you out, even if it's painful.
Right, but we're talking
And
about
you're sitting there.
splitting.
And cold
Either way,
sweat.
Yeah.
We're
You're
talking-
splitting your wiener,
I was
splitting
gonna
your
say-
Right, but do you ever pee hot sauce?
No,
it comes
but
out the other end.
Piss burns in
Right?
an open
Yeah,
wound,
piss burns in an open wound, just like shit,
and
man.
I pee
No, I
more
can-
times a
I can
day
agree
than
to
I
that,
shit.
but if you drink less and eat more, it comes out the other end, right?
Still gotta pee.
Okay.
You still pee more times in a day than you shit. Then
No.
you, sir, don't drink enough liquids. Period.
Yeah, right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Very
Do you
good, buddy
see
boy.
why I feel like I could beat Adam
with a bottle of whiskey as one of my 7 items on the survival in the woods thing.
Yeah. No, I can
Uh-huh.
see that.
Isn't
Mhm.
alcohol a dehydrator?
Yeah, it's a
Right, but it's a
diuretic.
great thing to pour into a fucking open wound.
Well, yeah, as far as cleaning, sure. I
Yeah.
get that.
You're not gonna die of bacteria. Where the guy who
No,
doesn't want to take
but
a
it's
fucking bottle
still
of
gonna burn like a
alcohol.
motherfucker.
Not saying it isn't. Mind over matter. I still believe that mind over matter is the same thing that my pecker shooting out a fucking ping pong ball is a whole lot better than shitting out a bowling ball.
I think it boils down to he doesn't.
I don't want to give up tacos.
King Wes is on Twitch and says the logic, and then where he's laughing at our
Goddamn
logic.
right.
Logic, yeah. No, that's it's
Using the logical Taco Bell
Let's
after shitting out that bowling ball.
let's go around in the circle real quick. Who's to say my logic isn't correct over yours?
he's just trying to pull back into the circle.
Alright,
Yeah,
circle
nope.
him.
Here
No.
we
We're
go.
going back to the majority thing.
Yeah,
Yep. Yep.
the
I
math.
think-
Because the majority is wrong doesn't make it right because it's the most.
Listen here, vodka boy.
I was gonna say, just because the minority's drunk doesn't make their argument correct.
Well,
I mean, true, but then again, drunk people break less bones in car accidents.
That's because they're relaxed. And you have to.
It's just because they're right.
It's
That's how we should drive
Oh,
everywhere.
Jesus. Yeah, let's promote drunk driving now.
thanks for coming, everybody. To the podcast. We love drunk driving.
Look, more people would survive drunk driving accidents if everybody in the accident was drunk.
Fucking ain't right.
Shit.
Well, I think we can
Oh.
all agree that it would hurt either way.
I think
Yeah,
we all
I-
agree that I will no longer be buying Huckleberry vodka.
Why? I'm gonna do it.
Fuck, that bottle was almost
It was
full.
pretty much-
Yeah, I was gonna say. Hot damn, man.
Just because I'm right doesn't mean
No,
you
now
need to
the
blame it
circle.
on my
I didn't realize
oxidation
he
level.
drank that much. Now the circle
Why-
argument
why do you
makes so
still
much
live with
sense.
Talking about things for an
2.5 hours.
See, but again,
a pop.
you're only looking at it as the way of the majority.
Shut the fuck up.
At this
So we can finish this off.
at this point,
That
I,
right there screamed, "Ouch! That fucking hurt."
I was gonna say, it's more we're looking at it from the point of view of the sober.
But in egg theory, does that
Oh, my
actually make you
Alright.
sober?
Thanks for coming out, everybody.
Yeah, well, in our part, yes, we're living that part of being sober.
They're like trying to close the show. Fuck it, let's go. I don't want to be wrong.
Yes,
Okay.
it does work well in Vegas, Wes.
It's nothing to do with. I don't want to be wrong. I want to go home. I'm tired.
It's 1 a.m. You have to work tomorrow.
What's your fucking point?
Mister,
I'm gonna be
I've
awake
drank
for
a whole
another
bottle
2
of
hours
vodka.
at least.
that's-
I've almost finished off a whole bottle of vodka by myself, and I have to work in 5 hours. What do you mean? What do you mean?
not 5
Still go to
hours.
work more sober than you.
Is
Tell
that-
me I'm wrong.
Is that
You're
really
wrong.
something to be proud of?
Oh.
What's your fucking point, Eric? Jesus.
All right. Well,
At this point,
Who
I don't
gives
have
a
a
fucking
point.
if I'm proud of it or
I
not?
don't have a point.
regardless of sober or not sober, I want to wrap up because I have a recorded football game that I would like to watch, and I have managed to avoid scores. So, it will.
Everybody in the chat, tell them the score.
No, if you do, I swear to God, I will seek each and every one of you out.
42 to 31.
Yeah. Wes is laughing. Wow. And I know I'm still going to be up for at least 2 hours watching the game. So it's going to be like 3:30 in the morning before I finally go to bed. So that's my half
Hey,
of.
you get to join the club.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
I'm gonna be 5 o'clock in the
Some
morning.
Yeah.
of us have to drive further than 10 minutes.
Yeah, I
I'll
drive
walk, I'll
15.
walk upstairs.
You want to do this bitch at your house? I'm in. All right. I'll bring the mics next week. We'll do it at your
I
place.
don't want to have to drive your drunk ass home.
I'll drive his drunk ass home. It's no
What are
big
you
deal.
talking about? Drive my own drunk ass home.
Oh, Ash says it's 3:30. It's 3 here, and I'm still listening. Ash, you are more of a trooper than I will ever be. Unless we're playing blackjack, I am not intentionally up this late.
Ah, shit.
Thank you.
All right.
So, all right, we appreciate everybody. Again, we've held 10 or 12 viewers on Twitch for the most part, so
You know,
I really think it's awesome you guys have chimed in.
We've had this conversation before, but one person got very angry.
About what?
The baby squatch got very mad.
Oh, yeah.
Because I wanted to continue to fucking hit him with the same shit. He got super mad.
Yeah, Ian we had this same the reference conversation, had this with Ian.
I'm about ready to jump over there and start strangling him. Just be quiet. We gotta finish this now,
I'll
buddy.
punch you in the dick. Fucking bring it.
Anyway, Ian was
I've seen what happens to you when you get hit in the balls.
he's like,
I will
now I
fucking
know where I'm going
speed
with
pad
this.
those
Yeah.
motherfuckers.
Shit. All right.
Break out the can
I'm just
barrel.
glad that you, more specifically, were a better
Sport.
sport
We'll
about
call
it,
it
yeah.
sport about it.
About what?
The circle we've been going in,
Yeah.
you were a way better sport.
Your
No,
majority
no,
bandwagon
no.
thing that you jumped on.
Yeah. No.
Fuck that.
Ian got testy.
Oh, he got
got
mad.
testy. He got a little fired up about it, which
Hey, I make people feel certain ways about themselves they've never felt before.
Brody's like, wrap this
There
shit up.
it is.
Wrap it
That
up.
is it
Wrap
right there.
it up.
He's just gonna keep going.
He will.
Yeah,
All right, everybody.
absolutely.
We greatly appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. Please hit us up on any of our social media, email, reach out with ideas. Thank you for all the interaction, and definitely thank you for viewing or sitting in and viewing it. So for all you who stuck out the lives and we're
Midgets,
troopers,
anal, and squeezy cheese.
we greatly appreciate it. And of course, we had to end with that. So, as always, we greatly appreciate all of you, and good night.